Is my microphone on? It seems to be working. So, hello, everybody! It's your friendly local zipperworks, and I'm back with more Trails in the Sky SC. As you can see, I've already got the game up here. I do have my walkthrough up in another window, which means I can actually play this game. Because I don't know where anything is, and I don't feel like finding out on my own. But let's get started. Sorry if you hear any noises in the background. My hubby is wandering around as you do. Hello there.
Hi, Mayor Maybell. Wow, looks like they've already started work.
Yes, thanks to the aid of the citizenry, we've been able to start construction a lot sooner than I expected. I've also sent all the aid I can muster to revenue. It seems we've finally gotten past the worst of it all.
It's good that things are settling down, at least. So, how's, Lila?
Lila hasn't changed since yesterday. Only thing we can do is wait for the medicine to take effect and pray, really.
Oh, sorry.
Not at all. Simply fretting by her bedside won't fix anything. For the moment, I'm of the opinion that the best thing I can do is fulfill my duty as mayor. After all, Lila would be quite put out with me if she knew I was wasting time worrying about her.
Yeah, she definitely would. We'll do what we can, too.
It's all in your hands. Good luck.
Yeah, I know, right? How dare he walk around in his own house? Also, hi!
So, where we left off last time is that a fucking dragon landed on this building and hurt a lot of people, including Mabel's maid, Lila, and also torched some stuff over in Ravenou, where Agate's from, and that's where he is right now. But our party now is going to the international airport. You guys are the bracers I was told about, right? The Army airship you'll be boarding will be docking soon. You're to go meet it at Dock 1 to your right. To my right. Okay. Am I stupid? I might be stupid. Yes. Okay, there you go.
Looks like the military ship hasn't shown up yet.
We should have enough time to visit the merchants if we need anything. What do you want to do, Estelle?
Let's head back and pick up a few things.
Right, just because I don't remember if I got the thing I needed here. Hang on.
I think I did.
Yep, I did. Okay.
Let's just go ahead and wait for the ship to arrive. So the airship that's gonna pick us up is gonna be one of those big reinforced army ones, right?
Yes, one of our guard airships. They make up most of our military ships, so I'd imagine that's what we'll be on. The typical Royal Army Guard airship is usually well-rounded. Strong firepower, large load capacity, and good mobility. Though that's what I know from 10 years ago. They've been upgraded some since their initial deployment, correct? Yes, in addition to giving them better armor and engines and such, we have specialized the ships by varying their equipment. Patrol craft, scout craft, attack craft. The principle, at least as I understand it, is to ensure the squadrons are flexible by giving each one mission-specific equipment. Words are so hard. Just what I'd expect from the country that invented airship warfare. We have airship squadrons at Calvard, but they're nothing more than showboats, really. The Empire is a little different. We use airship squadrons, but the Empire's strength is always laid in its cavalry divisions. Not tanks in this age.
Attention, please. A Royal Army vessel will be landing at Port 1 momentarily. All not-affiliated personnel, please refrain from entering Port 1. Hey, here we go! Uh-huh. I don't think I've heard this engine sound before. Oh my, that's... Ah!
The airship we've heard so much about for 2 games. This is the Arsail.
So, we're gonna be riding the Arsail.
Julia didn't mention this at all when I spoke with her last night. Yo, Stell!
Hi, everybody! Long time no see! What?
Is that? We seem to have a habit of meeting in the strangest damn places.
Estelle! Everyone! It's so great to see you again! What? Why are Neil and Dorothy on the Arsail?
Allow me to explain. Hello, wife the second.
Julia!
Julia, you awful tease. Why didn't you tell me last night that you'd be coming in the Arsail? I get to have my friendly surprises sometimes, my princess. My apologies if I startled you.
Oh, Julia.
I take it that if you're using the Arsail, it's part of Grandmother's plan. Just so.
What's Her Majesty got to do with this?
If the famous cutting-edge Arsail gets involved, those living in fear of the dragon may have their concerns eased. I believe that is her thinking.
Oh, good idea.
Queen Alicia continues to impress. The reporters are, I assume, along for the very same reason? Yeah, pretty much. The whole damn country's losing it over this dragon thing. Looks like they're hoping us humble reporters can produce a little something to call on the masses. Mr. Burns, remember?
I know. I won't give away any state secrets. I am gonna be poking my head around to some extent, though.
I ain't writing straight propaganda here.
As you wish.
On time for once, I see. Assuming this is Russell? Nope, it's Morgan, okay. I keep forgetting he exists.
General Morgan! General, allow me to express our thanks for allowing us aboard.
Well, Your Majesty's opinion helped. Let me be clear on this up front so there's no misunderstanding. You bracers are nothing more than observers on this mission. All you'll be allowed to do is watch as we execute the plan.
I'm fine with that. If the army can settle things, I sure won't complain.
I look forward to seeing what you can do, General. Very well. Your Highness, please, this way. We shall accompany you to the bridge.
But
we cannot allow the princess to board as a mere passenger of her own airship. It would affect the crew's morale, Your Highness.
Very well. Well, he's as icy as always. I should just accept that us dumb civvy bracers are, something approaching competent.
The General is hard-headed. Is a hard-headed, old-school sort of man. I doubt he'll ever change his opinions quickly. Allow me to lead you aboard the ship. And on that note, allow me to finally welcome you properly as allies and friends of long standing. Welcome aboard the Arsail, flagship of the Royal Guard and Liberal. I love her.
Damn, too late.
Oh, oh no, it's Agate. Oh!
They're gone.
We should have headed out a bit earlier. Oh well, we'll leave the dragon watching to the rest of the gang.
Yeah, but, I wanted to ride the Arsail.
Come on, short stuff. There's more to life than gawking at machines.
Oh, but there's so much to see. An engine room with 8 of the new model engines, a new generation bridge with the best information processing equipment. It'd be a dream.
Your eyes are lit up like candles.
But still, Agate, what do we do now?
Good question. Well, first off, I'm gonna need a greatsword if I want to keep being the heavy blade.
Oh, right. Yeah, I guess you can't really repair a sword that gets broken that badly.
Yeah, gonna have to buy a new one. Let's go order one of the weapon stores in the South Block.
Agate!
Yo, Ted.
You're the receptionist here, aren't you?
Looks like you didn't make it in time. I can try to raise your sail on the radio if you want. Nah, that's okay. So you came out here just to see if I'd caught the flight? That too, but I actually just got a rush delivery on the flight last night with your name on it. I just found it. A rush delivery for me? Yeah, small package. Return address says Russell?
What? From Grandpa?
Well then, allow me to explain Operation Dragon Capture. Wow, you couldn't come up with a better name, really? This operation will be conducted primarily by the airship force. Our ground divisions will focus solely on keeping order in all regions during the operation.
Wait, all the regions? So we're going to be on boats for this?
Possibly not by our choice. Last night's event showed that the Dragon's capacity for flight is significant. It is very possible that it will move to another region at some point.
Yeah, good point.
The plan shall involve 12 airships in total, including the Arsail, which is to say it involves 2/5 of our entire fleet. The rest will be held in reserve.
2/5 of the entire fleet? That's enough power to...
Enough power to give our friend quite a reception. Julia. Sir.
Whoa!
This is a map of the mission plan. Yes, precisely. Arsail is currently cruising in Beau's airspace. They should be using the Arsail as a flagship and command vessel for this operation. The actual Dragon patrol should be carried out by 8 patrol ships equipped with wide area radar. If the Dragon so much as raises its head above the tree line, they'll be able to find it. Then, once the dragon is found, ships will give chase at high speed and use their rapid-fire artillery to check the dragon and guide it over Lake Valerian. At the same time, several patrol vessels armed with tranquilizer rounds will be scrambled from the Lyson Fortress. Once the dragon is pinned, they will intercept it. They'll fire every tranquilizer round they have and sink the creature. Yeah, you gotta hope. But it is a dragon. That is the plan in full.
Wow.
Well, this is certainly a bit larger scale than most guild operations. If the tranquilizers don't work, I'm guessing you'll switch to live ammunition. Yes. In that case, we'll have to destroy the dragon with concentrated fire from all ships. Majesty has asked us to prioritize capture over destruction, but we are ready for every contingency.
Huh? Why would Queen Alicia want the dragon alive?
Dragons are creatures of myth, the oldest legends. She said she could not bear to have it slain.
I can understand that.
Especially since the dragon is under the Society's control.
Yeah, good point. Oh, wait, that's right! That Lawrence, or Ianhart, or whoever he is guy, he had a gospel! That mean...
Yes, the orbital shutdown phenomenon. According to Professor Russell, the maximum range of the effect is roughly 5 Argent. All ships have orders to get no closer than 10 Argent to the dragon. As long as we do that, there should not be a problem.
That should work, hopefully.
Most impressive, General. You do seem prepared for everything. We learned quite a bit from the 100 Days' War. And should this plan somehow fail entirely, we will be left wanting for options. Should that come to pass, we will be relying on you.
It's nice of you to say that, but, why do I get the impression you think this plan is foolproof and invincible?
Of course. This plan is a problem, it's that we have to wait for the dragon to show its face.
Oh, that's a question. What do we do if the dragon doesn't show up?
Given how Ouroboros has behaved up to this point, I find it unlikely they'd keep it hidden. Of course everything will go off without a hitch. It's not like they're not the main characters or anything. They'll want to use that dragon to do something.
They probably will, won't they?
Well then, bracers. Once you've found the dragon, we will announce it over the comm. Until then, please, make yourself at home. Miss Bright?
Is something wrong, General Morgan?
I was taking a moment to look over the battle plan again. Plan that can seem perfect when first drafted can show faults over time.
Have you, found any problems then?
None that stand out to me. Short of the truly unpredictable happening, this plan should succeed. I'm afraid there'll be no need for you this time.
Well, I won't mind if that turns out to be true. But if we need to, we'll help the best we can. You did, let us aboard after all, sir. You must suspect something could happen.
It's possible, but remember, you will only act if our plan ends prematurely. I expect you to follow orders during the mission itself.
Don't worry, we understand. We'll just watch for now and see what you guys can do.
Quite a head on your shoulders, Miss Bright. You still have a little time before contact with the dragon. Use the time until then to ensure you're prepared. Okay, yeah, that's just talking to Morgan. I don't need to do that again, I just did it. Let's go upstairs! Who's up here? Aw, he salutes me! That's so cute! Hi! Hello, bracers! Welcome aboard! Just above here is the bridge, and below us is the conference room. Our sail's a pretty large ship. People tend to get lost at first when they're assigned to her. Hi, Dorothy!
Yoo-hoo, Estelle! Hi, Dorothy. You seem to be doing okay. Is your camera still treating you good? You bet. This girl's so cute. She looks great from any angle. And by this girl, you mean the Airsail. Oh, Dorothy, you're as you as ever. You too, Estelle. You're just as full of energy as always. Well, thanks. Wait. Are you worried about me? Yeah, of course. I mean, well, I took the photo of Joshua, right? If that made you all sad, I'd have to be sad too. Oh, Dorothy, I'm sorry. No, it's okay. I'm a reporter, so it's my job to try and cheer people up. Sort of. If you're ever worried about anything else, talk to me anytime. I'll, keep that in mind.
Oh, still, killing time till the dragon shows up?
More or less. How about you? Putting stuff together for your latest scoop?
Not really. I'm waiting for the star of the show, same as you. Even if it doesn't show up, at least we get a few nice shots of the Airsail. I'm just lucky enough to even be here.
You must be having a field day. You get to cover the flight with the dragon and the new cutting-edge ship in all in one go.
Hell, the dragon versus airships thing alone would make the story of the decade. Every single reporter at the office raised their hand when we were taking volunteers to cover this.
That figures. Congrats on getting picked for the job. Did you guys draw straws or something?
Draw? No, of course not. I got picked because I'm a damn good reporter. All that effort during the coup is starting to pay off.
Well, hey, more power to you. So even the Royal Army respects you now, huh?
Hey, if you write good stuff, even the big guys will come knocking on your door. By the way, if anything interesting's come your way lately, I'm free to swap a few stories anytime you want. Could always use a few good editorials to fill our pages.
We'll see.
This went somewhere. Where's it go? Go this side of the ship. Where Shara is. Okay.
Shara, so this is where you are.
Hi there, Estelle. Taking a walk?
Yep. Enjoying the wind?
Yes, the weather's lovely, so I'm taking it easy. Knowing when to take a breather is part of our job too, you know. Short breaks like these are good for keeping our minds sharp. Now's the perfect time.
Yeah, I know. Hey, Shara, do you think the plan will work?
To be honest, I don't know. Common sense says there's a very good chance it'll succeed. There are 12 patrol ships on a patrol as we speak, after all. Hard to imagine even something as powerful as a dragon getting away from all that.
Yeah, I guess you're right. General Morgan was pretty confident, too.
That's just how he looks on the surface. Remember, he was none too happy to have bracers on board. And yet he let us on anyway. That can only mean one thing.
He's worried about how this will turn out, too?
Exactly. And that, Estelle, is why conserving our strength right now is a good idea.
Makes sense. Guess we'll keep wandering around a bit.
Good, that's what I like to hear. It's not every day you get to ride there, so enjoy yourself.
True enough. See you, Shara.
See you soon, Estelle. You guys are here to observe the operation, right? Well, I've just got one thing to say to you. Don't get in our way. Wow, you're mean. Oh, yeah, here are those bracers, right? I'm Lux, your sales helmsman. I'm in charge of piloting the ship. Sorry, but it looks like you guys aren't going to get a chance to show off. A dragon? Please. Even a dragon's nothing compared to the Arsail. You guys just sit back and enjoy the show. Sit back! I can't English. Hello, you're the observers, right? I'm Leon, their sales communications officer. I'm on the switchboard radio here. Probably won't be a very long acquaintance, but it's nice to meet you. Miss Bright, good day. How do you find the Arsail?
It's really, really cool. I guess I shouldn't be surprised the Queen's ship is awesome, but still.
Thank you for your kindness, Miss Bright. I'm simply relieved the new engine made it in time. Of course, I hardly expected to use it on a mission of quite this nature.
I hear that. I would imagine a dragon would show up.
Yes, this is an utter mystery as a foe, even to us. We may have a plan of attack, but it would be foolish to rely completely on it in the face of the unknown. Be prepared for anything in case something goes amiss.
If anything happens, it'll be all up to us, huh?
Hopefully it will not come to that. But only Adios knows what lies before us. Maybe? But I don't think so. There were 3 of them. But yeah.
Estelle, hello.
Are you finding it a little hard to calm down?
Yeah, a bit. Really can't stay still for this one.
That reminds me, you always walk around like this on the passenger ships as well.
Yeah, now that you mention it, I do. I don't know, I feel all kind of suffocated and trapped when I just had to sit around politely.
That's very like you, Estelle. But I wouldn't worry too much on the Arsail.
Huh? What do you mean?
Property of the Auslis family it may be, but this is still a fully functional war cruiser. At full speed, its engine capabilities far exceed those of passenger vessels. If you got flank speed, I don't think you'd even be able to remain standing.
Is it seriously that fast with the new engine?
You'll be surprised, I think. It's a bit like walking into a storm.
I see. So that kind of makes all this look calm before the storm, then.
Yes, after a fashion. This may be a very brief period of peace before the action begins. If you want to look around the interior, this may be your only chance.
Better keep that in mind, then. Guess I better start wandering around faster, huh?
Yes, I'll see you later. Glad I checked here. Yo, bracers! Welcome to the ship's galley. Name's Casey. I run this little corridor of the Ladybird as the ship's cook. Around the ship commissariat, too, but that's not quite ready yet. If you want some supplies, I'll have to ask you to come by a bit later. Not much of a choice but to eat here while we're on a long-haul voyage. The harder the job is, though, the nicer the eating here is. Casey's got one hell of a job changing the menu up every day so we don't get tired of the same thing. Still, touring the ship?
Pretty much, yeah. Wait a minute. Are you drinking before a mission?
This is a drink of celebration, my sweet. I celebrate the imminent meeting of the genius bard and the legendary dragon.
Well, putting aside the genius bard bit, the legendary dragon. Do they still tell stories about dragons in the Empire?
Why, naturally. There are quite a number of legends and tall tales of sightings, especially in the southern regions near Bose. In fact, I believe the Imperial Institute of Science was to launch an investigation, but then the 100 Days War broke out.
Wow, sounds like you guys take the legends kinda seriously. So even in the Empire, dragons are pretty much a mystery, huh?
You could say that, I suppose. But to the people of the Empire, this particular situation had to have a more straightforward solution.
Straightforward, huh?
Ereboni has a far more, pragmatic realm than the Borough. If something like this were to happen in the Empire, His Majesty would order the destruction of the dragon immediately. The Empire believes in boldly standing against all who would oppose it. Even if the opposition is a dragon, it would be torn down without mercy.
That seems a little bloodthirsty.
Securing national peace through force of arms is the Erebonian way. I confess, as a messenger of love and peace, I do find it a bit sad. You're the bracers I heard about. Never thought General Morgan would allow bracers aboard. The Royal Army's really changing, I guess. Guess it's proof General Bright's reorganization is coming along. Oh no. Oh no, is that who I think it is? Oh no. Oh no! We've done test after test to wring as much performance as we can from the engine. No matter how many experiments we do, though, in live combat, things will be different. So in the development staff, I'm half eager and half terrified to see how the engine performs. If you can get us through this mission, I'd say all the hard work will have been worth it. See the first flight out of the nest for this little bird. I'll be seeing how she does at collecting the final data. Okay, it's not who I think it is.
Okay, instruments check out. It isn't too often that you get to measure an engine's output in action.
I am totally writing all this down for the engines we design in the future. I thought it was Tita's mother. Tita's mother is the worst. On the second coup attempt happened, we brought out these orbital-driven howitzers. They were all busted during the fight, but we got them repaired quickly enough. I have trouble managing ground combat without these. Hello, Estelle? It's been quite a while.
Oh no, did you forget me? It's Peyton, the mechanic.
I was down with you during your plans against Colonel Richard.
Sorry, a lot's happened since then. I remember you now, though. You're the one who got us the intelligence division airship, right?
Yep. Glad I could be a help. I'm glad you didn't completely forget about me. Still, I'd heard there were bracers aboard. And the thought crossed my mind that it might be you guys, but I didn't think I'd be right on the money. Small world, huh?
We didn't think your sail would be here either. Seems like the Royal Army's pulling out everything for this mission.
Yes, I've heard this is the largest Liberalian military mobilization since the 100 Days War. And they tell me your target's a legendary ancient dragon? A better way to test the new engine, though, right?
You sure seem confident.
Well, hey, in a way, all our tuning of that thing was in preparation for this day. The designers from the central factory are here today, too, to collect data. It's finally time for the sail to make a grand entrance. I want her to fly like nothing's flown before. Estelle, good to see you. What brings you here?
I could ask the same thing if he had seen. Ah, I know. Trying to catch a nap or something?
Probably wouldn't be a bad idea, but no. I thought I'd get a little practice in. I cannot seem to stay calm sitting in a confined space like this ship. You're in the middle of one of your walks, I'd guess.
Yeah, I can never manage to sit still myself. But practice, huh? Isn't this a little cramped for practice?
Practice isn't all about movement, remember. There's plenty you can do even in a small space such as this.
Huh? Like what?
Breathing exercises and meditation, for one, but practicing your forms is an important part of training as well. especially for bracers like us who tend to get a little sloppy and let our styles fall apart from so much live combat. It's important from time to time to find a chance to return to the basics and correct yourself.
That's, a good point. I haven't actually done any discipline practice for a while now. Hearing you put it that way makes me worried. I'm like an awful mess in a fight now. Oh, man.
Haha, it's nothing to worry about. I was speaking generally. Still, if it resonated with you, then there's nothing lost by finding a chance to recenter yourself. My office still stands to be a practice partner.
Well, thanks, Zine. I may just take you up on that.
I'll be looking forward to it. I think that was everybody. I'll check everywhere again, but... There we go. Signal from the melter. Dragon in flight in airspace above the Malga mine. All crew to battle stations. All crew to battle stations. Guild observers, report to the bridge.
Here we go.
Y'all firing like freaking Star Troopers over here. Although it does look like they got him. He made a rah face.
What's happening?
The dragon is above the Malga mine. Look at the display. You could have had it up beforehand, man.
Malga, something rolling.
At least we found it. Where should we intercept it, sir? A good question. We need to lure it to the lake, but we cannot afford to let it near the capital. Our interception point will be near the Lenhart River estuary. Patrol ships, lure the dragon to the riverside. Attack ships, forward! Aye, sir. Let's see our sail to all ships. Our interception point will be the Lenhart River estuary. All patrol ships, lead the dragon to the interception point. Use formation B. Attack ships, launch and proceed to the interception point. To think he would actually fall into their hands. Perhaps I need to settle this myself. No, if I act, it will simply be the same thing all over again. He and I are in the same position, I suppose. Great Adios who art in the sky, please, guide us who stand upon this chaotic earth. All attack ships have launched. Estimate their arrival at 12-20 hours? How do you say that? We'll go until 20 hours. Full speed ahead. Put us out west of the interception point. Aye, sir. Restore orbital power flow to all sections. Ahead full. Helm, take us to the southwest of the Lenhart River estuary. They look like little beetles. Ow. All attack ships have arrived at their designated positions. Tranquilizer rounds loaded and ready. Alright, all that's left to do is to wait for the dragon to show up. All attack ships prepare to fire. Begin attack on my command. Aye, sir. And it begins. All ships, fire! Poor thing. Fucking victory fame! Ha!
I think we got it!
Absolutely incredible. Ha! Not even a dragon could stand up against this. My goodness, such spectacle. What a performance. Confirming splashdown a dragon into Lake Valeria. Shall we proceed as planned and bind it, sir? Proceed. As soon as you confirmed it safe, bring the sail down. Perform a water landing and inspect the dragon ourselves. Aye, sir. Yeah, I'm not trusting this. It's a dragon. Water landing complete. No response from the dragon. Right then, time to see this with my own eyes. Captain, accompany me. Sir.
Can we?
Yes, you should come too. This is an ancient dragon of legend. Not exactly something you get to see every day.
Yeah. Oh, wow, it's so big. He's so handsome, too. It's a shame he's asleep. I hope he wakes up soon.
I told you, girl, if he wakes up, we're in trouble. Still, hell of a creature.
Wow.
Incredible, hardly does it justice.
Estelle!
You guys came too, huh? Your Highness, it is dangerous out here. Please, I must ask you to return to the cabin.
I'll be fine, General. Besides, seeing it up close, it truly is magnificent. Is it really asleep, though?
We have confirmed a heartbeat, so it isn't dead. Even so, we pumped enough tranquilizers into it to stop an army of normal monsters. It'll be down for a while.
Cool, that's good then. Now, speaking of things being good, does anybody see that Leonhardt, Louvet, whoever guy around?
I doubt he could be hiding. Louvet had the gospel, which is the linchpin of this experiment. He is not here. Does that mean they have abandoned their quest? According to the troll ships that chased the dragon in, there was never a rider visible. So it's very likely he wasn't present to begin with. Not surprising. Probably learned of our plan and fled. Typical of his sort of criminal element.
I don't know. He doesn't seem like the kind of guy to just turn tail and run.
Indeed, we shouldn't let our guard down just yet. Incidentally, where are you taking the dragon after this? For the moment, the plan is to tow it to Lyston. After that, we'll need to discuss it with Her Majesty and Cassius first. I see.
Huh?
Dorothy?
Did you find something? Maybe it's just my imagination, but is there a bump on his forehead? Look.
Oh no. They implanted the gospel, didn't they? Oh no.
She's right. There's this little bump. There's a slit on it, actually. Maybe it's like an eye or something.
Yep.
Whoa!
No. The gospel, it's here. There's a laser in that. You will not escape! Schwartz, get us in the air!
Sir!
No good. Guided missiles can't get a lock. Damn it all. We can see the heat signature right there, too. Must be jamming our missiles somehow. Alright then. Give it a taste of the main guns. Target is increasing speed. 2,300 soldier per hour. 2,400, 2,500, 2,600? What a monster. None of the patrol ships will be able to pursue it. Their sails engine can keep up with that. All hands! We will now accelerate to the flight combat speed. 3,200 SPH. All hands, brace for G-force shock.
What does that mean?
Massive acceleration and thrust will make it feel like it makes us heavier. Crouch down and brace yourself.
Okay.
Flight speed engage. Do not let it escape. Aye, ma'am.
What?
I like how they just had the entire map take off. That's fun. Dragon is descending. At this rate, we'll lose visual. Keep going. Do not lose it. How can we still be in a cloud? Wait, where is this? What do you... The Neville Valley.
Could we already be in the mist?
Dragon is descended to 1,200 RJ. 1,100. 1,000. 900. Dragon lost, ma'am.
Julia, so we lost sight of it?
We did. Northwestern part of the Neville Valley. It's the place where the fog is deepest. Can we dock the Arsail in that old fort? No, the Arsail is too large. I see. Operation is over then. All operation ships are to patrol the Neville Valley region. Arsail will return to Bose. The dragon has fled to the northwestern part of the Neville Valley. It's the part of the valley that's hardest to traverse and is covered in deep fog, being further in than the bandit base was. In other words, scouting by airship will be difficult. Difficult at best. There's really no option but to dispatch an expedition on foot.
But wait a second. If you send in a whole army, the dragon will just run away.
She has a point. I think it would be better to try and strike at him with a smaller group while he's still vulnerable. Meaning you'd like for us to leave it to you. Well, we are more used to investigating something on difficult terrain than most of your troops. I would say we're the right people for the job. Do you have any idea of how you would investigate this? As I recall, there is no real road to that section of the valley. Simply wandering over and praying to Adios that you find something could take days at a minimum.
Well?
Leave that to me. Oh.
Agate! Tina!
Ugh, sorry to butt in.
Pardon us. What are you doing here? And more importantly, are you sure you should be up and about?
Like I told Tita, this is nothing. Just a bunch of scratches.
Tina, is he serious? Estelle stare, Tita. Estelle stare. Yeah, I don't think Agate's really pushing himself. I see. Well, okay then, I guess.
You have plenty of energy, if nothing else. You said leave it to me, but do you even know what we're talking about? Yeah, Lucan filled me in on the details. An overgrown lizard's disappeared in the northwest of the Neville Valley, right?
Yeah, but what can you...
I know a man who knows a lot about the area. If we ask him, we should be able to find a way to get to that corner of the valley. Oh?
Who is this guy exactly?
Tough old-timer by the name of Wemler. Lives on the eastern side of the valley. He bragged to me once that he got across the ravine that divides that part of the valley from the rest. Impressive. Your constant hunt for information has borne fruit, you might say. Even if you find the dragon, what do you intend to do? It's not what I would call a trivial foe. Do you intend to slay it yourselves? There's a gospel on the thing's head, right? Job 1 is to deal with that. It does follow the reason the dragon has grown violent is due to that gospel. The gospels have been responsible for all sorts of bizarre phenomena before now, after all. And if we nullify the gospel, perhaps we can put an end to the dragon's rampage. Sounds like a good plan to me. When you say you'll break the gospel, you remind me of what Father Graham did. Yet the gospel with an artifact has shorted it out, but we do not exactly have a surfeit of artifacts. Yeah, we don't have time to fiddle with stuff like that. We're just gonna smash that thing to bits, frame and all.
What? Well, hang on a sec. Can we really break a gospel that easily? Whenever I handled one, it always seemed like it was really sturdy.
It's just that we got a solution to that little problem. Take a look.
Your sword!
There's something fitted into the... Oh, now I see. Russell tossed me a new gizmo of his in the mail. It's a little something for breaking gospels. Yep, I've been voicing this entire game by myself. I can't do men, I do my best.
For real?
How is it meant to work, exactly?
Oh, I'll explain. The unit of the hilt applies high-frequency vibration to the blade that will help it break a gospel's frame. Because of the vibration, the motor will break after a few hits, but I'm pretty sure that if you hit a gospel cleanly with a vibrating blade, the gospel will break. I don't think I quite get it at all, but it sounds incredible.
The Bell's greatest living genius comes through once again. I got T-David to attach it when it arrived, and it seems like it works. All that's left now is to find the dragon and give him a good one on the forehead. So, Mr. General, how's that sound for a plan? If Russell's given you a fighting chance, I suppose I have no choice but to agree.
So then...
You'll let us take a crack at it? Yes, do everything you can. However, I will have airships around the valley on standby. They'll be able to respond if, or when, the dragon slips past you. Heh, sounds like a challenge. You just tell them they won't need much ammo. Your sail will patrol on Bo's airspace while you search. Once you discover the dragon's location, please contact us.
Roger, leave it to us.
I'll have Zeke carry a message once we find it. If I'm not with them, I'll ask him to stay near Estelle.
Scream.
Your Highness, if you do accompany them, please take the greatest care. Estelle Bright, Agate Krosner.
Huh?
What? If the dragon escapes the valley, the army will move to contain it with everything we have. We will not allow the people of the world to come to harm again. So, do everything you can. Don't worry about protecting others. Focus on your mission and leave the rest to us.
General.
So basically, I got your back. Never thought I'd hear that from you, General. I brought that out. Nothing but politeness, Mr. Krosner. Captain, get us in the air. Sir. Please form your party. Oh god, I have to take both of them? Well, Chloe is the obvious answer. I would love to know some happy good news.
Okay, so we're going up to see Wimler in Nebel Valley, right?
Yeah, he should be in this little mountain hut on the eastern side of the valley. More importantly, though. Are you really tagging along, Tita?
Of course. If the vibration unit breaks, I can fix it right then and there. I think my cannon can lend a hand against any flying monsters, too.
Fine, whatever. Just don't slow us down, short stuff.
No problem. Estelle, what is it?
What's with the look?
Oh, nothing. Much. How do I put it? I was just thinking that you two seem a lot closer now.
He's been so sweet to you lately, Tita.
What? The hell are you going on about? Look at that blush. But seriously, it looks like you got your feelings all sorted out, huh?
Yeah, I do. I ain't gonna run off alone and get wrecked like a chump anymore. If I do, I'm gonna have a certain little someone guilt-tripping me with her pouty face again.
Oh, I get it. I see. Okay then, let's hurry to Nebel Valley. Yeah.
Let's move out. Oh, that's awesome! Is this the way to Nipple Valley? Yes, it is. I think? Yes, okay. But no, that is really good news. I had not known that. Thank you for sharing. Attacking gate. Whoops.
Nicely done.
Damn it.
Should have done that.
Okay then, first we need to visit the little hut in the eastern side of the valley, right?
Yeah, let's hurry. I can't believe that house is finally, like, important. It's actually pretty warm where I live right now, but, for most of the year, yes, it is pretty cold. Although this is a little raincoat. In real life, anyway. As far as the character whose body I'm borrowing for my VTubers thing is concerned, it is always raining where she is. Hmm? Who are you, Sprouts?
Sorry to bother you, sir. Pardon us, sir. We're from the Bracer Guild.
Yes, I can see that. And I suppose I know this red-haired brat who's standing over here, too.
Who you still calling a brat, you old fossil?
Oh, really? Good to see you, Wemler. You holding up okay out here?
I'm doing well enough to be able to keep up with you kids, that's for sure.
More importantly, what brings you out here? Seems like you kids are filled with purpose.
Yes, we are, sir. Actually...
So explained about the dragon attacks around the region. Excuse me. And how it disappeared to the northwest part of the valley. I am so bad at, like, screwing up my THs and S's today. I don't have a lisp. I don't know why this is happening.
Oh, I see.
Explains all the noise a little while ago, at least.
Hey, old-timer.
You say you've been to the northwest, right? If you don't mind, we'd like to know what route you used. Absolutely not.
Huh? The hell, why not?
Let me ask you kids one question. Once you find that dragon, what are you going to do?
Oh, seems like it's being controlled, so we don't really want to slay it.
But if it keeps causing trouble even after we break the gospel, we'll have to. Can't let it hurt people, no matter what. Goodness, children today know nothing. Kids are treating the dragon as if it's just a big monster. That's no dumb beast you're hunting. That is a divine creature older than the Great Collapse.
From before the Great... What? You're saying it's been here for over 1,200 years?
Come on, old-timer, be serious. Sure, it might have a long lifespan, but...
No, I fear Mr. Wemler may be correct.
There are records of sighting of dragons that go as far back as 900 years, till the borough's founding. Apparently, they used to show themselves more often, and many of the reports, were, suspiciously uniform.
Seriously? I'm, starting to think we shouldn't have thought of it like a normal monster.
Trying to slay that creature would be nothing but suicide. So be good and leave it to the Royal Army. Honestly, most of the armies got their heads up their ends too, but maybe he could.
Huh?
Anyway, I have no desire to send young people to their graves. Sorry, but I can't help you.
But...
Hey, old-timer. I appreciate the concern, but you're a bit off the mark, don't you think? Hmm? We've fought a lot of nasty stuff to get this far. Intelligence division thugs, ancient orbital machines. Nasty as they were, though, we couldn't just let them go because they were too dangerous. put together what we had. Every one of us gave it our all, and we managed to overcome them. This dragon's the same. We ain't just gonna blindly rush in, but we can't let this go either. So, please, lend us a hand. We need you.
Okay. Okay.
Finally got up a nobility on that ugly mug of yours, eh? Your sister'd like that. Well, after a speech like that, I guess I have no choice but to help, eh?
Really? Thank you, Mr. Wemler.
Nah, don't worry about it. I'm not doing anything that big. I'll head out first and get things ready. Come find me when you're ready. I'll be at the deepest point on the western side.
Come find you?
Wait, were you going to tell us how to get to the northwest part of... It's going to involve a bit more than just telling you. Anyway, come as soon as you can come to the west side by foot. I'll be waiting.
Wait!
Nothing for it. Like the old man said, we should get going.
Right. Deepest point of the west side of the valley, right?
Yeah. No, need to keep an eye out so that we don't get lost out there. Can I sleep in the bed? I can sleep in the bed! The only joy I get out of life. Sleeping in other people's beds. Alright. Cool. Going fast sometimes means not at quite as good control. Okay, where am I? No, thank you, sir. We're good. Okay, fine. I'm playing it on Steam right now. This came out originally for the PS Vita. I believe it might have had a PS3 port, but the easiest way to play it is just on PC.
Nicely done.
Although I do have a Vita, so I guess I could play it that way if I wanted to, but I'm not figuring out how to hook that up to my computer. Looks like you made it. Old timer.
So we cross that bridge.
Hey, go straight across into reach Rocky Mountain. It's got a cave in it that'll let you climb up further. The dragon's over that way.
Gotcha.
We owe you, Wemler. If that's all for you sprouts, then I'll be heading back to my hut. Mind yourselves, though, that cave's packed with all manner of nastiness. Things get dangerous, don't be stupid. Turn around and rest up. Need a break? Come by the hut and I'll help you out.
Thanks, Mr. Wemler.
Well, be careful. Now scrolling back down my guide to find the next thing. Okay.
So this is where the dragon is.
Time to really get serious.
Wait a moment.
We promised we would contact Morgan aboard the Arsail when we found the dragon, remember?
Right, good point.
Chloe quickly wrote a description of the situation.
Zig, come! Scream! Hello there, you. Thanks, Zig!
Man, that bird makes no freaking sense. Chloe attached her note to Zeke's like. Alright, Zeke, listen closely. I need you to deliver that note to Morgan and Julia aboard the Arsail. Can you do that for me?
Scream!
Alright, now we are prepared.
Okay, let's do this. Yeah.
Let's go. Oh, that looks unfriendly. Let's attack it. It's called a Blade Fang. And it's dead.
Rematch.
You look unfriendly, I'll attack you as well. You also look like you're made of ice, so I'm gonna try Spinal Flare on you. Oh, you're not, you're just ghosts. Whatever. In which case, Ariel will do the same thing. Well, that's unfortunate. Love that level up. Alright. Where's this hitbox? There it is.
Scary.
Treasure. That sounds like it's meant for agate, but we'll check. Nope, it's for Tita. This is why it's a good thing for me to check. I love how those dudes are just there chilling. They do not care.
Scary.
Those are meant for someone. They were shoes, right? Gonna guess they were meant for a dude. I only have one dude on my team, so... onward! Splish splash.
Care for a rematch?
That looks like it might be meant for Chloe. Yep. Does it have a vaguely German name? It's probably meant for Chloe. Yep. My posture is actually surprisingly good right now, but thank you for checking. This is not usually the case, but I'm actually like sitting up straight here with my feet on the floor like a normal human. We're doing good today.
Zeke.
Oh, there he is. Stretching! Stretching I can do.
Scream.
Julia took the message from Zeke's leg. Let's see. Estelle's group has arrived at the mountain where they believe the dragon to be. They're going to enter and search. I see. Transmit to all ships. Stand by at designated coordinates with armor-piercing rounds loaded. The dragon attempts to flee. Do not allow it to escape. Yes, sir. This is actually a pretty interesting dungeon. I don't like that thing! No, sir! I mean, I'd probably kill it, no problem, but I certainly do not like it. Ooh, a sepith. I'm gonna kill it anyway. Is this an octobone? Is that what they're called? Yes. We fought them before. Get dead. Evil thingy. Nom nom air. Okay, I came out at F, so I gotta go up this way. That's the way to our boss. We're not going there yet because I want items. The speed drop's not good. I'm not gonna put it on because of that, but she can probably... Oh, she already has a protector. Never mind. Maybe it's fine then? It's a boost to defense at least. Alright. Let's save game for Mother while we're here.
Whoa. There it is.
He tail twitch!
Is it sleeping?
It appears to be, yes. I don't see that Luve man anywhere either.
This might be our chance. Agate, what should we do?
First, let me close in by myself. With a bit of luck, I could break that gospel with one good swing.
Okay, good luck. Agate?
Don't worry, short stuff. I'll be fine. Just be ready to back me up if I screw this up.
Okay. Be careful.
So that's a gospel, huh? Let's do this. Ah! Maybe you shouldn't have yelled, my dude. Did I get it? You've pissed it off! Good job, Agate! Oh, hell, too shallow.
Agate! Agate!
I cracked it, but it didn't quite break it. I just need one more good swing. Give me a hand.
Right. Okay.
I'm with you. Us versus Dragon. This can only go well. Oh, fine. Be that way. Physical attacks it is. Launch! Oh, good. Agate's ready. There's no real point in holding back here. It is our final boss of the chapter, probably unsurprisingly. Great, no impede. Love that for us. Okay. It turns out I didn't need it.
Oh, come on! I thought we beat it!
Its life force is infinite, just as the legends say. Tita, you got a flash canister left?
Yeah?
Load it. Get ready to give us an opening. Estelle, Princess, keep that thing cornered for just a second.
Huh?
You're going to... I see.
Tita, fire it up! Not at the dragon. We'll keep it still. Okay. Now.
Yeah! There we go. Be free.
We did it!
The castle's broken.
Hackett! Hackett, you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. Looks like it worked.
Yeah, holy strikers, that was cool!
Hackett, that was incredible. Well, we managed to defeat the dragon somehow, so I guess that means things are impressive.
Huh? That voice!
Where the hell's it coming from?
Impossible. The good boy is back!
Impressive, children of man. Your kind call me Ragnard, scion of the great worms who long have dwelt in this land.
Ah!
No way, it's talking. My words carry not through tongue nor sound, but as an impulse through the void, connecting my mind to thine. Though should it please thee, thou mayst utter aloud what flickers in the dawning of thy thoughts.
Right.
Wow. Okay, if we can talk, then I just want to be sure you don't want to, like, eat us or anything anymore, right?
I do not. My wrath, which thou didst witness, was invoked by that infernal device. It is well that I am now free from its foul tether. Thou hast my gratitude.
You're welcome?
We don't need your thanks. We didn't come here to set you free. We came here to stop you from destroying everything.
Thy concern is full warranted. Through me, a city and village came to ruin. The will was not my own, but still, the burden of these actions is mine to bear. I cast myself upon thy mercies, as to make amends. Ask of me what boon thou wilt.
This is really all Ouroboros' fault. And some people were hurt, but nobody died, so as long as you express your sincerity, I'm sure they'll forgive you, I think.
Sincerity. I am uncertain whether this shall make sufficient amends, given the sorrow I have wrought. Children of man, wouldst thou approach me?
Okay, sure. What now?
Holy.
Wow! This is a septium crystal! It's huge!
This warm golden glow. This could only be a Goldia, a septium crystal which harnessed the power of space.
Scars such as I have left in this land must be atoned for in kind. Wouldst thou convey my regrets and recompense to those whose lives I have cast into disarray?
Sure, I guess.
Not good enough.
You can't be serious. Come on, Haggett.
Such chastisement is perhaps warranted. True absolution dwells not in the realm that coin, gem, or gift secure.
I will, yeah. I do have a drink. This is actually not hurting me that bad. I sing along to enough metal music that this is normal. No, that's not what I meant. Given the size, this one's worth an easy 10 million mira. Give us one more crystal about 10,000th that size or so.
Are you kidding me?
With the exception of police and criminal activity, hire embracers cost money. Transportation of goods inside a province usually comes to about 1,000 mira. Since this wasn't ever a criminal case, so long as you can pay that, we'll take the job.
I get it. Wasn't ever a... You know, I never thought you could manage to be that roundabout.
Be it as thou wilt. I shall purchase of thee thy services.
Alright, contract accepted, Mr. Ragnard. We'll deliver these to the mayors of Bose and Ravenel.
The matter rests in thy hands, then. Truly, 'twas a fine attack, but a lack of focus afflicted thee in thy battle against the swordsman. Perhaps thou hast sloughed off the endless fury to gird thyself in stronger resolve.
What? You remember what happened at the mine?
Though this body acted of its own accord, still my consciousness remained clear. Small daughter of man, thy bravery and courage were worthy of the songs of minstrels and the praise of poets. And now I see the strength and virtue of humanity held fast despite the passing of the ages.
Aw. You're more of a teaser than I would have guessed, Ragnar.
And as for thee, yes, it is well I know thy scent. Thou art the offspring of the divine blade.
Huh?
Whoa. How the hell do you know the old man?
20 years passed ere I took to my slumber. A son of man stood before thee. Challenge me he did in his folly, claiming he strove to master the way of the blade. Doth he remain hale?
Yeah, he's doing fine. He never casually mentioned knowing a dragon, though. Somehow that doesn't surprise me. Oh, that reminds me. Ragnar, sir, may I ask a question?
Speak, child.
The gospel was attached to you by that Louvre guy, wasn't it? He said something about an experiment. Do you know what they were trying to do?
First I must dispel the confusion that clouds thy understanding. 'Twas not the silver swordsman who placed the black device upon my brow. Rather, 'twas a man in white, possessed of an unsettling power. The professor, his appellation.
What?
You're kidding. At the professor's side didst the swordsman arrive, and in the throes of my ire, the swordsman plied the extent of his art to limit the rack and ruin I wrought. Had he not lifted his hand, surely both the city and village would have been seared to ash, not a stone left upon another.
No way. What the hell's his deal?
He had but a single aim, to test his machine and see it whether it could subvert a will such as mine, and in doing so proclaim it worthy as a gospel of the Ariel.
What? The Oriole? Whoa, wait a minute. Do you know what the shining ring is?
Nowhere is it to be found, and yet it is everywhere. Possessed of infinite power, and a son of all wisdom, yet the harbinger of her bottomless despair. And when thou standeth in its presence, man must offer up an answer.
Oh, hi, Pat. Yeah, everybody knows Cassius. Come on, bud. I'm dragoning right now. You can't be right in front of my screen. I'm sorry, baby. I love you. Does that help? Does knowing you are loved help? Can you sit? Can we sit, baby? What do you mean, exactly?
I regret that I may impart nothing further regarding the matter unto thee. The ancient oaths prevent me from interfering beyond the extent. No aid can I render unto thee, nor can I guard thee from the fangs of this society.
Ah! Hey,
Farewell, children of man. In time, you shall have an answer to offer up. And on that day, our paths again shall cross. I pray for the hastening of that day, that hour.
There he go!
It's getting pretty late. Oh, I hope everybody's okay.
Yeah, I don't suppose the tables got turned on him. If that were to happen, Zeke would have returned to tell us they're in danger. For now, all we can do is trust in them and wait. I hope so. 1 hour till nightfall. Once that passes, we begin our assault. Captain, ready the men. Sir.
That shall not be necessary.
What the hell was that? That wasn't just me. Where did that sound come from?
Oh, it looks like something real big is coming up from below.
What?
Brave bannermen of Hostleys, hearken to my words. I am Ragnar, the dragon.
Oh god. Ow. Okay. I wasn't even... Ow, it's more just tickling my throat.
I am Ragnar, the dragon who has slumbered in these lands since time immemorial.
One moment while I make a request of my husband for water.
My will was wrested from me, turned toward the machinations of the vile ones. But as surely as I speak to thee now, thy bracers have freed me. The full tale is theirs to tell. Till next we meet, I bid you fair skies.
Also, I missed you saying like, too bad Olivier isn't here. I know, right? But I had to bring Chloe. You know how it be.
Wow, that's already out of sight.
We gonna, give chase. I can't possibly chase him at that altitude. Even if the Arcel survived, we would suffocate. Oh, idiots. Those bracers are going to have some explaining to do. And thus, the incident of the dragon that had shaken the Bose region came to a close. Estelle and her group spent a long time explaining everything that had happened to General Morgan. When they were finally let go, they delivered the Goldia crystals and trusted them.
Thank you.
By Ragnar to Mare Maybell and Elder Ryzen. And so, 1 week later, it's been 1 week! You... You too? Never thought we'd meet here of all places. What brings you out here? Oh, a little whimsy, I suppose. You here to make an offering to your sister, correct? Allow me to pardon myself. Hey, I didn't say you were in the way or anything. And those flowers, they yours? Yes, although, if I'd known the flowers would have company, I would have picked a different color. I figured there was something other than me sending some flowers down here for a year. Didn't think it was you, though. Was it? An old man like me can hardly remember the things he's done over the years. This is the army general.
Could I place my flowers too?
Oh. Yeah, go on. Agate and Tita stood for a moment in silent prayer. Sorry about all this, Tita. Thanks for coming out here with me.
No, I wanted to give my respects to Misha too. So, thank you, Agate.
Well, there, that's enough of that. I should be thanking you. And hey, promise I'd let you meet her once things at work would calm down.
I guess you did, huh?
The dragon apparently said as much already, but you've certainly changed, Mr. Grosner. You feel much calmer somehow. Cut that out. I've still got a ways to go. Now I'm ready to actually do something about it. Everything really does start here. The downsides of the army which you spoke of. Having thought them over again, I believe your argument had some merit. Nah, that was just, you know, blowing off some steam at people who didn't deserve it. It's not like I think the army did anything wrong. No. Listen closely now. If there's anything I've learned from this, it's that we need both bracers and the army to properly function as a society. The organization and hierarchy of the army is certainly useful, but there are times when the bracers' swift actions lead to better results. Without both, we never could have stopped this crisis. And sure enough, it's thanks to your plan that we found the dragon at all. Al and Richard had the right of it, in a way. The flow of information since orbments were developed has increased rapidly, to a point where no single group can capably manage it. The only way for us to process it all is to expand our numbers and allocate the work to progressively fragmented subdivisions. The army sure got that done. Got the border garrison, airship crews, the royal guard, and even the intelligence division. Indeed. It was a necessary evolution to keep pace with the times. Even if a multitude of issues have fallen through the cracks in the process, for us, there's no turning back. That being said, you bracers are free to do as you will. We as the army are limited, but you can, and by all accounts, should, protect the people to the utmost of your abilities. Come again? That may cause our two factions to clash every so often, but will just as often come in support for one another. Whatever the situation may call for, we've found a way to compensate for our flaws and keep from straying down the wrong path. Personally, I wouldn't have it any other way. Kinda get a point there. Alright, if it makes you happy, we'll keep butting in on your business at every possible turn, General. Hope you're ready. I could say the same to you. Keep in mind not to do anything too reckless. Pardon me for disturbing such a peaceful moment. Oh! Motherfucker! You!
Oh no.
You are. I believe this is the first time we've met, General Morgan. I am an enforcer of Ouroboros. You may call me Leonhardt. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. What did you... The hell are you doing here? This is a place where the dead rest. There's only one proper thing to do. Or do you intend to reenact our last meeting here, in a place like this?
Heck it.
I know. Uwe offered silent prayer. Leonhardt. Uwe the Blade Lord, yes? I too do not wish to disturb the dead, but I have a question I would ask of you. By all means. Earlier it seemed as though you kept the dragon from causing greater damage than it otherwise would have. And here you are now offering prayers for the departed. So why? Why would a man such as you bring chaos to our land? What sort of demons in your soul drive you to such acts? The only reason I reined in the dragon's rampage was to conduct a proper experiment. I had no goal beyond that. Surely, General, I simply act as a hand of the society as it orders. I am bound to the will of the society and no other. Do not think to compare yourself to me, you who are bound by force to silence over Hamel. Hamel? What's that place got to do with anything? In any case, Agnet Krauser, your resolve is certainly hard, and that means nothing if you don't have the strength to support it. Should you fail to measure up the next time we meet, more than your sword will end up broken. Don't you worry about me. The same goes for you too, pal. Don't think you can just strut around all confident forever. I'll catch up to you real quick. Be ready. I look forward to it.
Mr. Leonhardt's eyes looked so lonely. He tries to be cold, but he was so sad when he was praying.
Hey, General. Hamel is a village just across the border in Erebonia, right? You know the name, do you? Us revenue folks occasionally had contact with him before the war. Not anymore, though. Not sure why. Why would he bring that name up? I am afraid I am not free to speak on the subject. It connects to matters of international security. To what? I can, however, say this. If my suspicions about that man are true, then that man, Luve, He stared into the pits of Gehenna with his own 2 eyes. Water time. Ah, fuck, it's Joshua, isn't it?
Where's...
Yeah, you did!
Oh, there you are.
I can see the moon more clearly from here. I can feel the breeze on my face.
Ooh, you're being so mysterious, Joshua. Okay, looks like you aren't just trying to be cool. This is the sort of thing your job takes, isn't it?
The moonlight, the position of the clouds, the flow of the wind, every detail is vital. Wish to lower the possibility of failure as much as possible.
Lower the... Don't say it like that, you idiot! If you fail, you'll die, you know?
Don't worry, the possibility of my failure is very remote. Back in my previous life, I used to conduct missions like this every day. The real danger will come if I succeed.
Hey, Joshua? Do you really absolutely need to do all this? You're Erebonian, same as us. I mean, yeah, circumstances mean that none of us can really go home, but I just don't get it. Why do you feel like you owe this piddly little backwater anything? Just let these Ouroboros idiots do whatever they want to it. And hey, it's still not too late, you know? You can come with us, away from the Pearl. We can head out to some independent state and raise our flag there, you know? And hey, if you really don't like the whole Sky Bandit gig, we can try to find something else to do. I was talking to Kyle and Dawn, and we were thinking the Bobcat can make a good, legit shipping vessel. You know, speed and all.
An airship delivery service. I could see it having some potential. Demand for that kind of service is certainly going up. Be a safer job than Sky Banditry at any rate.
Well then, technically, we, do have some berths open.
That you do. Once I've crushed the Society's plan, and if I manage to survive, I'll think it over. You needn't worry. This completes our contract. As promised, your cooperation here means I'll consider the favor you owe me redeemed. You can depart whenever. I won't mind. I get it.
You idiot! Moron! Jerk! Who the hell was talking about debts? Forget it! Who cares about you? Just go and leave it to danger and die, if that's all you want to do!
I'm sorry, Josette. Adios, mercy. Not easy playing dumb, is it? You could do so much better. You'll find a guy who looks just like him. It's fine. Kyle. Do wish you'd finally grow out of her more childish tendencies. Even so, I think you could have handled that better. It's true. I cannot apologize, but I do feel sorry for what I've done to her. Man, you sure have an odd way of being nice, Astrid. If you want to make it up to her, give that offer some serious thought. Assuming, of course, you won't be joining up again with your nice young bracer lady after this. No, that won't be happening. In the end, the worlds we live in are too different. She and I should never meet again. It's for the best. Well, if that's how you think. I guess Josette's offer does have some appeal, yeah? It does. I'm going to give it some thought. Look who's decided to shoot themselves. Dawn, is that them? Yeah, just like the lad predicted. They're approaching from the northeast. You heard the man. To the bridge. Got it. Oh god, I have to play as him again. Ugh! But I don't want to be Joshua! I don't like him! Whoops, I pressed the wrong button. Okay, here we go. Bobcat's in perfect condition. In other words, everything else is on you.
Hey, get a move on!
The boss on the bridge. The nice boss even agreed to do this plan. That sounds bad no matter how you look at it. Ah, there you are. What's the situation? Just what you predicted it would be. Look at the display. Altitude of 1560 Argyle, entering Liberalian territory from the north-northeast at 2100 Celsius per hour. That kind of altitude and speed, they aren't normal ships. Looks like the special radar of yours is working, eh? Don't congratulate me yet. We don't know who they are. It's possible they're Erebonian scout ships or something. Kyle, do we have any visual contact yet? Got them. Sending the image to your display. Yeah, that don't look good. Now there's no doubt. That's our target. Well, that's the stage set then. Now it gets exciting. Let's do this then. Lad, you're ready for this, right? Maybe it's DoorDash! No, DoorDash is Sky Bandits. We've just discussed this. Absolutely. Once I'm in place, begin immediately. Don, Kyle, Josette, thank you for everything. Our relationship may have been based on a contract, but I'm glad I met you.
What?
It would be a bit more appropriate to say it once the mission's over with, but I may not get the opportunity, so let me say it now. Thank you. Be well, everyone. He just... dramatic to the very end. Josette, honey, you can do so much better! Even at the very end, you managed to be so uncute!
What's this a thank you business in the face like you're walking to your execution? Hearing that'll make me happy? You think those are the words I want to hear?
Josette.
Just promise me that you won't do anything too crazy. That you'll come back alive.
Given who I'm about to pick a war with, I can't guarantee anything. But I will promise this. Even if I don't succeed at my goal, I will come back alive and give you all my thanks. Will that be enough?
Yeah. Don't forget, I collect on my promises, Buster.
Oh, honey. Altitude stable at 1559 RJ. Crossing into Liberalian airspace now. Set course for Valeria Lake. Roger. Doesn't look like the Liberalian airships noticed us. Stealth functionality. Nice piece of tech they loaded us up with. If we didn't have that doohickey, we'd be causing a bit of fuss right about now, you know? I mean, forget us. Imagine what would happen if those Liberal Hicks saw that monster coming for him. Don't I wish I could see that.
What?
Are we under attack?
The hell are you idiots panicking for? Check the damn radar!
Contact! One small ship approaching from 4 o'clock. Database match found. The Capua Sky Bandit ship Bobcat Rhineford make. Sky Bandits? This guy like, the fuck? I'm sure the marking on that ship, it stands for something, but I'm not sure what. It's definitely not the Ouroboros insignia, because I've seen that. Now! There he go! Whee! Spider-Man! Spider-Man! Does whatever a spider can!
All right, it worked.
Oh, so it did! Time for us to beat it then. The airship's breaking off? What do we do? Do we pursue? No, leave them alone. If they were the Royal Army, we wouldn't have to plague them at all. We'd have to plague them all. We don't have time to bother with small fries. Understood. Right now our only job is clearing the glorious flight path. Let's head back to base for now. We should let Sir Campanella know about the bandits. They're pulling out as well. Everything went exactly like you thought it would.
Yeah.
Josette, don't worry. It's Joshua Stray we're talking about. He'll come back safe.
Yeah, he will. He's got a promise to keep after all. Oh boy, I was wondering if you wanted to get the last word in.
The Blade Lord is bold, if nothing else. No kidding. I really screwed up in letting him get away. Sorry, guys. I've got no excuse. No, you made the right choice in letting him go. A graveyard is no place for the living to settle their arguments. Mel, though, why is that causing an itch in the back of my skull?
Yeah, didn't Luffy mention that before? Do you know anything, Chloe?
I don't, I'm sorry. Imagine grandmother would know something, but given that it seems to be some kind of state secret, she may not be willing to tell me until I'm older.
Good point. How about you, Olivier? Mel's an Erebonian, right?
It is, although even we don't speak of it much, so it's always a surprise to hear it brought up in conversation.
Oh, why's that?
Mel is a village in the southernmost reaches of the Empire near the Liberalian border. I'd say was, for you will find it on no map of the Empire today.
Huh? It's not gone, is it?
The village was demolished in a landslide some time ago. A number of the residents lost their lives then. As I understand it, it is now little more than empty ruins and ghosts.
That's awful.
So that's it, huh?
But still, even if a lot of people died, there's no excuse for his actions.
I have undersold the scale of the disaster, I think. Rumor says that very few of the villagers survived. Only rescue units saw precisely what happened. But few living these days can claim to know a Hamel resident.
Was that bad?
It's not unheard of for landslides to swallow entire settlements. They're sometimes called mountain tsunamis because of how they create waves of pure rock and earth. It's an odd thing to suddenly bring up in context, however. I mean, what in the world would Hamel have to do with Her Majesty and General Morgan? Or the Burl at all? Alas, at this point we don't know enough to confirm or deny anything. Let me poke my old nose around the various corners of the guild to see what I can find out. And enough about Hamel for now. We've other business. First of all, let me give you a payment for all that we've done. Yes, pay. Good. I should have... Ooh, things. Well, I missed BP somewhere. Oh well. You've done the name of the guild proud.
You really think so?
We still didn't stop whatever experiment they were running. I don't think we can claim much of a victory on this one. This also means they've conducted experiments in all of the borough's major regions. We have to figure out what the society plans to do next as soon as we can. Yes, about that. Why don't you all take a break for a little while?
Huh?
Rest, but as I said... Oh, I heard, but I'm serious. I've been running around from ruin to Gransel to here, solving case after case with barely so much as time to sleep. If you don't take at least a single moment to unwind, you'll snap your springs.
But we can't just take a break in the middle of something so important.
Still need to ask before Ouroboros makes another move. I don't know how much time we would have to rest, but Lucrin does have a point. Now, Army's patrols have kicked into high gear thanks to all the dragon shenanigans. They should be able to handle any immediate danger, I think. And I've been meaning to mention. Seems Kurt's team has found it.
Huh? It? Wait, like,
You mean they found Ouroboros' base? Yes, Kurt reported they got a solid lead a few days ago. They can pinpoint the base, you'll be busy again soon enough. So I really think it would be a good idea to rest while you still can.
yeah, I see.
In that case, I'll take you up on that, Lugren. Remember, part of a bracer's duty is to ensure he can keep performing his duties. Getting rest is a part of that. True enough. Well, I guess the world ain't gonna end if we take a breather. Bracer wisdom prevails again! Zine, you are sage and a gentleman! Still, Lugren, given that you're suggesting a break, I'm assuming you have a destination in mind. Heh, sharp, Olivier! Truth be told, I got a little something nice from Mayor Maybell. She wanted it separate from your normal pay for the dragon business.
Huh? What else could she be paying us with?
Oh, just a reservation at the Kingfisher Inn on the lakefront to the south. She paid for all of you to stay there for 3 days.
Seriously? Sweet!
Ah, the hospitality of Bose's beautiful mayor once again shines like a beacon through the fog of weariness.
Yes, it's just like Maybell to do something like this. So, we're going on a vacation, right? To the Kingfisher Inn?
Mm-hmm, that's right. It's a luxurious inn with a fantastic view of Valeria Lake. They're famous for their food, fine spirits, and they provide boats for going out onto the lake.
That sounds great.
This does sound like a nice little vacation. Yeah, if we gotta take a load off, Kingfisher's close to the best place in the world to do it.
You got that right. Let's not waste more Maybell's kindness, guys. Come on.
Ooh, I get 3 people. Well, obviously Chloe. I miss Olivier. And chat, you get to pick the last one. I drink water. Mr. Bear it is.
All right.
I'm good. Alright, we'll head for the Kingfisher Inn first.
Thanks for doing this, guys. Make sure we all get checked in.
Mr. Lucan already contacted the inn. I doubt we'll have difficulty securing our rooms.
Leave it to us, Estelle. Okay, so we should probably check the guild board just in case, don't you think? I mean, the whole dragon mess has died down, but it might have kicked up some other issues, and I'm still kind of worried.
The elder did speak wisdom to us, I think. We should not kill ourselves on work. We should enjoy this chance to rest while we can.
You have a point. Alright, let's just tie up the loose ends and head to the lawyer, like, let's...
Board! Okay. Nebel Village is Nebel Valley rather is first. Once again, I would kill for fast travel because I have to go through like what? Fucking 5 screens to get to where I want to go. They make fun noises. Miss Nokisaki? Misaki? Punch it! Punch it harder! There we go. I should probably get new stuff for Zine. And Olivier, geez, when has he last been updated? Yeah, everything's straight downgrade from that. Alright. Why does everything lower my dex? Right? I mean, How's he doing level-wise compared to this? I can't tell because they don't show that on the screen. Yay. Okay. I think I'm gonna go with the Idle Armor. And what you got? Rocket boots. Alright. He's 57, 65. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's a big drop. Well, whatever. Was this the way I was running? Yes, okay. I'll stop by the weapon shop once I get back into bows. It's not a big deal right now. Whoops. I'll just have to be sure to fight everything along the way. Try to get them those sweet, sweet level ups. Sora no Misaki continues.
Nicely done.
Yay, salt! Bug salt, my favorite. Give me your stew. That's you guys. Sounds like you kids managed to calm the ancient dragon down without any problems cropping up. Thanks for that, by the way. Living next to a raging flying legend wasn't exactly something I was looking forward to.
We really couldn't have done it without your help, Mr. Wemler. Seriously, we owe you one.
Yeah, thanks a lot for your help. You came all the way out here just to say that. Don't you all have all the free time in the world?
That's not really the reason we're... I guess it is kind of true.
Well, either way, I'm grateful. If you ever need to take a load off, you're always welcome here. Also, if you're hungry, feel free to help yourself to some of the stew in that pot over there.
Oh, you don't mind if we have a bite to eat?
Least I can do. Eating takes a fair bit of courage, mind you. Still, figure bracers like you would work up an appetite for the scuffles you get into. Anything's worth trying once, right? Go on, have some. 8 dark stew, unfortunately. You kids down that like it was nothing. Goodbye again anytime you like. You'll always be welcome into this roof. Anyway, that's the only thing we were here for.
Buddy, why are you barking?
Ah. There we go. Bug. Punch bug. There we go. Nice level. No punchbacks! I can't play that game with my husband because I'm just not attentive enough. And so he always winds up finding them and I get punched a lot. So I have to give up. Okay, that was done there. Over in the area, got a Hawken Gate, which is all the way the fuck back here. I want to fight the chicken! There we go.
Savor the victory. We earned it.
Oh, Olivia is getting some level ups out of this at least, so it's worth it. As much as I hate grinding.
We're good to go.
I love the sparkle sound. Very important. I know, right?
Wow, that takes care of
If it was that kind of grinding, though, I don't think we'd be able to do things on Twitch. have nothing smart I can say to that other than you're right. Why are the mushrooms so hard to hit? Are these even mushrooms? It's a wisdom. What the fuck is that? What does that mean? Oh good, they're dividing. My favorite. If I mash the A button hard enough, eventually I'll make it back to the gate. Like so. Forward! Wow! 0 damage!
Wow, that takes care of that.
Great job, Olivier.
They messed with the wrong guy.
Yes, I'm sure the baby birds messed with the wrong guy.
Victory. We
I really don't feel like we earned much out of this. They are children. They are children and we are murdering them. Get over here. Get. You would think bullets would do something, right? Like, a little bit? Hey, at least they hurt the bird. Maybe. Maybe back ribs. Or...
Nicely done. Cool.
Dragon apparently fled without being seriously injured. As unpopular as I know our dragon friend is right now, as a researcher of ancient life, I have to admit I'm relieved it got away. I made quite a bit of progress with just the photos we took, if I can keep them. What you'll be able to publish will be up to my negotiating skills now, not my scientific ones. It's like the dragon business is done with. I'm glad we aren't started in force this time. Welcome to Hagen Gate. What it says is finally been called off. Phew, things have been this tense since the coup. That's it. I'm no longer an army man. Time to say goodbye to the uniform. Yeah, to mark the occasion, let me give you guys this. A book is my secret pleasure during the more boring parts of base life. Still, though, looking back on it, wasn't for all that long, but life in the army was more fun than I expected. Alright, time to finish my discharge. It's been quite the runaround getting here. It's finally time for my trip to the Empire. I'm not gonna fight any on the way back unless we hit them.
They messed with the wrong.
Like, if we happen to run straight into them, it's whatever, and I'll fight, but, like, I'm not gonna go out of my way for it. Like so.
Nicely done.
Great! I mean, I'll be happy to have Kevin. We know this, but okay. Cecile at South Block. Okay. mean, Zian's also underleveled, so it's not like it's a big deal, but... That's actually a step down for him. It is a step up for Olivier, though, so whatever, I'll spend the money. What else we got? Probably, yeah. From what I understand, there's about to be some drama in the future. How ridiculous. I was going to ask him to do some shopping, but Kawano was nowhere to be found. I may have to tie a leash or at least a fishing line to him. If you see him anywhere, do tell me, won't you? My girl Murano did better than I expected, getting an Imperial merchant right in our pocket. That's my daughter, couldn't be more proud. I'm bored and must be spitting teeth. What a great day. Who am I supposed to be talking to?
Excuse me, you're Miss Murano, right?
Yes, that's right. You all must be bracers. I wouldn't insistent, but you are correct. You desire an escort to Ravenue Village, yes? That's right. I'd like to head to that lovely little town and have a look at their orchards. Though, if I may, you look a little young to be a bracer. Are you quite sure you can do this?
Excuse me, ma'am. I am a certified senior bracer. I'm totally capable of doing this.
I assure you that Estelle is qualified. If that does not satisfy, you'll have to wait for another bracer to become available. Oh my, I suppose you really can't judge by a cover. I always like putting my own covers on my books anyway. I'll trust you, young lady. How about it? Shall we be off?
Sure, we're ready when you are.
Very good. Let's be off then.
So, we're going to Ravenue, right? In that case, we'll want to head out the west gate of the city.
Yes, that's right, and then up the mountain road. I'll meet you by the west gate. I imagine you have a few things to prepare before we go.
Yeah, a little prep time would be great. Thanks. I'll be right there.
Very good. Don't keep me waiting long now.
Let's get going.
All right. Okay. Oh boy, this next thing is gonna suck. I've already lost some BP anyway. It's not like it's a big deal, but...
Oh, there you are. I've been waiting. Shall we proceed then? Whenever you're ready, ma'am. Our goal is Ravenue Village, right?
Indeed, we know the road, but don't forget that we are escorting someone. We should avoid monsters when we can.
Yes, quite so. What a waste of time the fight would be, too.
I have a notice. I do not have a notice. Weird. Okay.
Why, keep me out of danger, and I may just give you all a nice little bonus. We'll do our best, ma'am. Let's be off, then.
I guess I have to walk slowly and avoid monsters or whatever. Yeah, probably, because I'm about to hate this. What do you mean I can't just run everywhere? Make me watch out for chickens and shit? Disgusting. Oh no. I done it! So it's exactly as I had heard. They already started to rebuild their orchards little by little. The road ahead of them will be hard, but it's good they've taken the first step. The journey of 1,000 Selja begins with a single step, as they say.
Yeah, they're getting all kinds of help from all over, too. I'm sure they'll be just fine.
Yes, I believe in them. I wish we merchants could be of some aid to them.
Huh? Murano, are you thinking of trying to save revenue?
Oh my, no. I have no intention of setting myself up as some kind of savior to these people. I'm ultimately just here for business. I'm going to look at the orchards and get a feel for how bad the situation is. Of course, if things are looking up, I can always invest. Well then, I should be getting to work.
Okay, that means this is goodbye then.
It is indeed. I must declare, I sorely misjudged you earlier. I'll contact Lucan and arrange a bonus for you.
What? Really?
Why would I lie about a thing like that? You've earned it. Be careful on your way back.
We will be. Good luck with your work.
Oh, there is a monster on the trail, so while I'm here... Bye, children. Bye, children. Wrong way. Punch it! Oh, bye. I didn't even notice she was gone. Hold up.
We're good to go.
There you go. Now I can help. Punch it!
Enjoy the show.
Well, I went the wrong way for what I wanted, for one of the things I wanted to do, but that's okay. We got the other thing we needed. Ah! You're dead.
Well, that takes care of that.
Please, I just want to find the mine. Where is anything? Ugh. Well, I found chickens. Olivia, why can't you even hit the broadside of a chicken?
Well, that takes care of that. Piece of cake.
I have walked backwards. I don't feel like it. Oh, it is west. This is west. Oh my god, Olivia just got taken out by a chicken.
Savor the victory.
Nope. Nope. Yeah, there are. Can't believe he's weak to cock. Alright. Sir, we can't handle these things on our own. We've got to contact headquarters for reinforcements. They're that strong. Yes, sir, I've never seen monsters like these before. Gehenna, I wonder if they're even monsters, really.
Hey, what's up?
Ah! Who are you? Thought you'd be able to tell by the emblem. The bracers, sir. Bracers? Your brow seems furrowed by troubles, my good man. Yes, you could say that. Something completely unexpected has occurred here.
Completely unexpected? What happened?
Well, you see... monsters have appeared in this abandoned mine. What's unexpected about that? Monsters often infest areas abandoned by man. That's true, but... see, the monsters in here are not normal monsters. One second. I need to open up a thing. Oop. Oop. Oh, I already got that part. I don't care. Okay.
Are you sure you're not... Are you sure? Are you guys sure you're not just, like, overreacting or something?
It's true, I say. They're goddamn insects made of metal. Sprang up out of nowhere all throughout the mine.
I see. I've never heard of a monster like that.
My squad's mission is to ensure local security. Unfortunately, we don't have the kind of firepower necessary to deal with unknown monsters. This is all a stone's throw from Ravenous Village, however. Can't just ignore an infestation of unknown creatures near an inhabited area, either.
And so we show up at just the right time. I kind of think I see where this is going.
I guess I'm pretty easy to read at this point, huh? Still, this is becoming fairly common, isn't it? The guild and army helping one another, I mean. Sorry to ask this to you, but could you help us?
Sure. It's our duty to investigate stuff like this, after all.
Thank you. We'll you one after this.
Don't worry about it, really. It's an emergency. So, let me make sure I understand everything right. You basically want us to go in there and exterminate the weird monsters?
That's right. We want you to exterminate every one of those unknown monsters dwelling in that mine. They're very distinct. You shouldn't have any trouble telling them apart from the others.
Alright.
Can you tell us anything else about these monsters? Let's see. One-on-one, they're not all that strong. It's the ones that show up every now and then with different colors that you need to watch out for.
Different colors.
Yeah, they use something like arts, but man, Gehenna take me if they're like any arts I've ever seen, though.
Unknown arts? You're kidding, right?
That does sound particularly dangerous. We should pay close attention to the monsters as we track them down.
Absolutely.
That should be everything. I'll just open the gate for you then.
Yeah, thanks.
Alright, before we take this on, I am going to do a quick BRB, but let me finish out this cutscene. Well then, take care, bracers. Come back here if you need a break. Got an ornament charging station here.
Thanks, that'll help for sure. Once you've exterminated all the target monsters, we'll come back to report.
Please do. Adios' blessing be on you all. Let's get to it then.
Yeah, let's go.
Hey, abandoned mine. Cool. Let's save game for Mother quickly, and then I will take a quick BRB to use a little zippers room, and then I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. Just a quick little break. Oh my god, stop it. I should probably check over here for monsters, huh? Damn, Estelle!
Wow, that takes care of that.
Ah, damn it, it lived.
Enjoy the show.
Beautiful. Yeah, they do! I didn't feel like dealing with it. So I just got my happy Hadouken. How goes it?
Your insects are all stomped.
The mine shouldn't give you much more trouble now. I'll leave the rest to you. You really did it? Talk about a relief.
It is sort of a relief, I guess. Still, those monsters, they were obviously machines. Could this be the Society's doing?
It is something we cannot discount at this point. The Society? You mean the Society of Ouroboros, the criminal organization we were briefed on? I see, so it's possible they were behind this?
Yeah, I think so. We fought them a number of times, but they don't play by normal rules. You guys should be extra careful, okay?
The Bracer Guild is also investigating Ouroboros. If we discover anything new, we'll be sure to pass it along to the army. Yes, please do. I'll be sure to make a detailed report to the Board of Garrison about this case. I'll also make sure just compensation for your health is transferred to your guild branch.
Great, thanks.
Well then, Bracers, take care out there. Let's all make sure we don't drop our watch. It's the only way to fight a foe who stays in the shadows.
You too, sir. Good luck with the rest.
Adios, guide your steps, friends. Oh, we get a cutscene for this.
It's cute.
Oh boy, it looks like we had a real number done on us. Wasn't expecting Bracers to show up here. Looks like our little guys put up the best fight they could, but it wasn't enough.
Damn brat. Why do they always get in my way?
Huh? You know those fools?
Nah, forget it. I don't want to talk about it. Let's just hurry and gather up the remains.
Yeah, let's get out of here. This is a fine test for our little archaisms. Still, they seem to have their hands full taking on a simple patrol unit. Doubt they'll last long. Mystery! I wonder who that could be. I know exactly who it is. The rest of you might not. Those of you who are, like, new here. But I know who that is. Okay, well, that's done. Let me get back into my thing. Oh. Got to talk to a kid in the village, but that's fine. I can do that. Down. Standing by the inn with the other children. Hello, little child. Where are you?
Hi, Miss Bracer. Hey, Louie. You look like you're doing great. Yeah, I'm okay. Especially since the scary dragon is gone now, right? Yeah, the dragon will never bother people again. Don't worry. So, you play outside as much as you want, okay? Okay. Oh, but now that we can play outside, we'll give you this book. See you later.
Okay. I need to get back to Booze. I can run now! Hallelujah! Am I running in the right direction even? I don't know! Hopefully, yes. So far, this seems correct. I can hit them now! Oops.
We're good to go.
Soon can take it, he's a big old guy. Okay. I need to go to the bar, which is not here. Oh hey, the market's all fixed. Wow, that was fast. Bar here. I need to talk to Corna. Are you Corna? Nope. Yeah, the market's been put back to right. The restoration taking a bit long, we probably would have ended up being swallowed up by the Costello shop. Well, that probably would have made our business better the way things are going. Have any other food I don't have?
Pardon, can I have a moment? Of course, what is it? Are you Corna? We're from the Bracer Guild. Oh my, yes, thank you for coming. I've been
been waiting. This must be about my request.
Nice to meet you then. I'm Celebrate, Senior Bracer.
My apologies for calling on you like this, but I fear I have no other resources left to me. This will take some time to explain. Can you hear me out?
Of course, go ahead.
Standing will just tire us, I think. Why not take a seat before we begin?
Good idea. Let me see if I can claim us a table.
If I recall your posting, ma'am, you were searching for someone. Someone you haven't met in 10 years? Yes, I'm searching for my niece. Her name is Rainy. If she's alive, she would be about 20 now.
Wait, if she's alive? I don't quite...
10 years. Yes, I see. Only one thing could have happened 10 years ago in such a case. The 100 Days' War, yes?
Oh.
Yes, exactly. When hostilities broke out, my sister was staying in this city. She wasn't able to get out before the Imperial Army reached the city. Thanks to an acquaintance of my sister's, I soon learned of her and her husband's passing. And while I never had word of exactly what happened to Rainy, well, it was easy to just assume. It's been 10 long years. I'd completely given up, assuming Rainy had long since joined the goddess. But very recently, I learned something new. A source told me that Rainy had not only been survived, but had been adopted by someone here in Bose.
So then you think Rainy's alive?
Honestly, I don't know. I barely dare to hope. And what's worse, my source was vague. I have no idea who adopted her.
Ugh, that makes things harder.
But my heart tells me to believe. To believe the sweet little girl my sister loved is still alive. I must believe, which is why I beg you, help me. I don't think anyone here will doubt you, ma'am. There's certainly something worth looking into.
Don't have much in the way of clues, though. All we have is a name and an age, right?
I do have a photograph of Rainy as well.
A photo? That'd help.
Yes, it's not much, but...
She's adorable.
Ah, quite. I assume this is her at age 10? Yes, it was taken right on her 10th birthday. Just before her family left on holiday.
Estelle, is something bothering you? Oh, it's nothing, really. I was just kinda mad, I guess. An innocent kid like that, caught up in that stupid war.
It is hard to find the words. It falls to us then, to make it right.
Yeah.
Ma'am, we will take the photograph if you don't mind. She does look a lot like Chloe, but she also looks like somebody else we've met. Please, by all means.
Well, we know what she looks like now, but how are we actually gonna do this? Rainy could be anywhere. She might not even be in Bose anymore.
We do at least have the photograph. Someone may recognize her from that time. We should ask around.
Do you think that'll work?
In a way, 10 years is not that long. Someone should at least remember her, even if they do not know precisely what became of her.
It is our best shot, I guess. Let's start asking around then.
Please, you are my only hope. If you find anything out, come by here again.
We will.
Okay. There's a very specific place we need to go.
Hello, everyone. You have my most sincere thanks for helping Miss Maybell. Yeah. I kind of feel like you're the one who suffered the most in all this. Are you sure you're okay? I am fine. Please do not worry on my account. More importantly, I believe you are heading to the Kingfisher Inn on Miss Maybell's invitation. You have been working very hard between the dragon case and other things. Please, enjoy this chance to relax. Miss Maybell worries after you greatly. Aw, thanks. We'll enjoy ourselves, trust me.
I guess after everything.
Hello again, everyone. Thank you for all your hard work. If you're wondering about the Goldia crystal, don't worry. I'll use it very carefully. By the way, has Lupin told you about the arrangements I made? Yeah, he just told us. We'll be glad to, abuse your hospitality if you don't mind.
Abuse it to your heart's content. I know it isn't much of a holiday, but do try to get some rest. We shall indeed.
Yeah, don't worry. We'll take it easy.
They do say resting is part of a bracer's job. Have a good holiday, everyone.
Yeah, you see,
Estelle explained what the group was looking for Corna's niece, who went missing in the 100 Days War.
I see. Do you have any idea who's in this photo?
No, I'm afraid not.
You're sure? You look just a bit surprised when you saw it.
Yes, I was struck by how much that girl resembles an acquaintance. I was a little unsure if it was her. I'm sorry, but I must get back to work. Pardon me. This is... Estelle, where in the world did you get this picture?
Well...
Estelle explained that the group was looking for Corna's niece, who went missing in the 100 Days War. Is that so? Why has this come up now, of all times?
Why do I get the feeling you have some idea of what's up?
I may, at that. Out of curiosity, have you shown that photo to Lila yet?
Yeah, actually, we showed it to her a bit ago.
Did you now? Did she say anything?
Yeah, she really freaked out for a moment when she saw it. She didn't say much of anything, though. It was so obvious she was hiding something it almost hurt.
I see. Blast it, Lila, why? I suppose it falls to me to explain.
I think I'm a little lost. You know the girl in the picture?
Of course I do. I've known the girl in that picture for ages, and she's very important to me. Because the girl in that picture is Lila.
Say what?
Oh my. Oh, the orchestra hits as the truth is revealed to the stage. Certainly not what I expected.
You're sure?
Completely and absolutely. Lila came to our home on a certain day 10 years ago. The day the army in Erebonia began its assault on the city of Bose.
No way.
When Father returned after assisting in the evacuation of much of the citizenry, he had a girl with him. Father would only say that she had been entrusted to him by strangers. That girl was Lila. Now that I look, she was even wearing the same clothes as them, though they were bloody and torn. It all matches Corna's testimony and even explains some of the questions. I believe we have found Rainey.
One thing, though. The names. We're looking for a girl named Rainey, not Lila.
Rainey? So that was Lila's old name.
Yeah, that's what Corna told us, at least. Hang on, you didn't know Lila's real name, Mermaidbelle?
No, she never told us. Wait a moment. She did not give you her name? I cannot imagine she did not know her own name at that age. I wish she could have given us her name, or anything in those days. When Lila came to live with us, she could barely say anything at all. How can I even describe it? It was as if she was in a state where she'd forgotten how to speak entirely.
How would that even...
I have heard that extreme mental shock can temporarily rob one of the ability to speak, and if something terrible were to happen to a child. Dragons give her strength. What did she witness that day? Yes, her soul was far more hurt than her body when she came to live with us. We all tried our best, but Lila always kept a little distance between herself and everyone else, so we never learned her true name.
So how'd she get the name Lila, then?
Father gave it to her. It was inconvenient, to say the least, for her to remain nameless. I believe we understand now. We must ask Lila about this again, then. Yes, there's only one thing to do. Let me get Sarah to bring her here.
I brought her, milady.
Thank you, Sarah. Would you leave us for a bit?
Of course, pardon me.
Lila, come here.
What would you ask of me, Mermaidbelle?
A bracer friend showed me this photograph. That's certainly a familiar face, isn't it? Lila, this is you, isn't it? I think I can guess why you're remaining quiet. You're concerned about Father, aren't you? I know you feel as though you owe Father a great debt. But Lila, I don't want that to be a burden on your life. And I know he wouldn't either.
A burden?
Yes, it's why you haven't said anything about this all this time, isn't it? You feel obligated to remain here out of debt to what Father did.
That is... well...
Father set it often, didn't he? Those trapped by the shackles of the past can never blaze a new trail. Lila, you've done more for our family than could ever have been expected or asked of you. You don't need to keep shackling yourself to the past. Go meet this Corna woman. Meet her and reclaim your life.
Miss Maybelle, I understand what you're trying to say. Unfortunately, however, the Rainey you were searching for is no longer with us.
Huh? What do you mean?
Rainey was killed in the 100 Days War alongside her parents. She rests peacefully somewhere on this land.
That is what I've told myself all these years. Because if I didn't, it would be too sad, too lonely to bear. Oh, Lila. Lila! I can't believe this. I've been such an idiot. Been burying all of this within you all this time. I should have... Lila? I don't think you need to lie to yourself anymore. Don't you? I'm sorry? Mayor Maybell, Sarah, Maynard, the people at the market. I bet a lot of others around town, too. Everyone thinks of you as part of their family, Lila. There's no way you're alone anymore. Still, I think so as well.
Yes, I agree. It may simply be my humble opinion, but you are hardly alone here. Indeed. If nothing else, you have the passionate love of Olivia Lenheim.
Lila, are you listening? Do you see what they mean? You're one of the most...
No. With Father gone, you're the most precious, important person in my life.
So saying you're alone like that? Please don't say something so terribly sad. You've never been alone, Lila. Ever. Miss Maybell. Lila, lying to yourself to forget something painful. It's exactly what Father hated to see. Someone trapped by their past. Father entrusted us both with a valuable lesson. Please, don't let it go to waste. Lila, go meet Corna. Please. Or just what Father taught us means so little to you. Very well. I'll accept defeat. Miss Maybell, you're terrible. How is anyone meant to say no to an argument like that? That, my dear Lila, is the secret to driving a hard bargain.
All right, that's that.
Phew, good to see that's all settled. Yes, I'm glad. Come on then, let's go meet her. Pardon? Go meet... you're coming, Mayor Maybell.
It should be all right, I think. Your father has passed away, so she must represent him in spirit.
Yes, precisely. Come on, Lila, let's be off. All right, I'll accompany you then. Oh, no, you don't. I am the one accompanying you this time. Come on, get in front of me. Left, right, let's go. But... It's okay, Lila. After all, you're the star this time. Precisely. See, listen to the smart bracer lady. Come on, hurry now. I'll be right behind you. Maybell.
Oh, lesbians!
I see. I think things got so complicated. Rainy, I'm so sorry we didn't come looking for you. I wish we could have found you sooner. No, Auntie, don't apologize. It wasn't anyone's fault, except maybe that of the times. And over the last 10 years, I can honestly say I've been very happy. Miss Maybell, thank you so very much. I owe you and your father a debt that can never be repaid. No, not at all. If anything, I should be grateful to you and your sister and her husband. Lila has been such an important part of my life. I should say Rainy, I'm sorry. Oh, please call her as you have. That is the name she has here, after all. I am just glad to know she has been safe and happy, no matter her name. Miss Maybell, I beg you, please continue to take care of her. Well, I would certainly love for her to remain with us, but do you not intend to take her home with you? Oh, I planned to at first, of course, but seeing her now, I couldn't be so cruel. To continue living here with the people she loves and all her friends, no one who loves her could take that away from her. Auntie Corna? Now, dumb thing, don't make that face. Of course, I do hope you'll visit your uncle and me every once in a while. I know the distance will make it difficult, but we would both love it. Why would distance be an issue? I didn't mention, but our home is quite far away. You know where the Lehman State is, I take it? The Lehman State? Of course I've heard of it. That's where the guild has its training ground and headquarters.
Any bracer with his salt knows about it.
I see, so Lila's not from Liberal. It does start to explain the kind of unique feeling she's always given off. Even by airship, it is quite a trip. I do hope you will come and visit someday. But even then, I will still keep in touch. I will too. And I promise I'll find time to visit. I'll be counting the days until then. Now, Rainy, let me get another good look at you. Ah, you really are the image of your mother. I look like... Mother? That you do. Not just in appearance, but even the way you move, your speech. You really are so like your mother when she was your age. I'm sure she has been watching over you. The wonderful new friends and family. It's what she would have wanted. Live happily, my Rainy, for your mother's sake as well. I will, Auntie. I promise I will.
Lila's okay. And we can continue to be in lesbians with the mayor.
Say, Lila. Yes, Miss Maybell. About what we were discussing earlier. When are you planning on doing it? My trip back to Lemon, you mean? I haven't quite decided yet. Alright, just be sure and let me know when you're going well in advance, okay? I'll need to adjust my schedule. What do you mean, Miss Maybell? Well, I am going with you, after all. I really want to see what your home is like. Besides what? I was thinking, it'd be really nice to hear some stories from your childhood. I know you've heard all sorts of stories about me from before you came to live here, and I need to find some kind of embarrassing chink in that armor of yours, or I won't be able to do anything with you. So you're after my naughtiest secrets. Well, I'm afraid I shall have to disappoint you, Miss Maybell. My childhood was one of exquisite conduct. Unlike certain infamous tomboys who'd be scandalized should their pasts be public, I have nothing to fear. Oh, really? I wouldn't underestimate my ability to sniff out the truth if I were you. Well, let's see what you can manage. I'll let you know as soon as I've made a decision. Please do, Lila. Anyway, what's on the agenda for today? You have your regularly scheduled meetings inside the manor from morning till tea time. Afterwards, you will attend the review board for applicants to the market. Wait, the review board? That's today? Oh, Adios, just strike me dead. I have to read those applicant evaluations right away. Lila, hurry, we've got to move it. Oh, goodness. Something tells me I won't be going to Le Mans for a while.
Aww. Lesbians! Oh wait, maybe I am on track, because I'm at 272, which is where I'm supposed to be. Hey, I feel better now. That's good to know. Okay. Oh, we should save while we're here. Stop stinking it, Chloe! Who would win, our entire party or one chicken?
99. Thanks.
Finally back. Oh, the danger cleared up. Time to relax and wet my line. Somehow I just can't stop fishing. I'd be doing it even if I had to pawn off the wife. Oh,
That's gonna have a happy ending, I'm sure.
Oh, that's weird. There's gotta be another door somewhere. Hey, Kevin! And here's the rest of them!
What? Kevin, what are you doing here?
Oh, it's a long and harrowing story. We happened to run into him on the road, so we invited him to join us.
On the road? Why were you traveling again, Kevin?
To be honest, my goal was to investigate the Emerald Tower. After we said our goodbyes and rolling, I've been running around looking around at all the towers.
All the towers?
Have you already visited the other towers, Father Graham? Yep, I've been busy with that pretty much. And so I was kinda AWOL during the whole dragon business. Sorry I couldn't give a hand with that. Figured you guys might come out here for a break after that, so...
That makes sense. Well then, should we have a sit down right now?
How's about we do it over dinner? That'll help the information flow freely, you know?
Oh, yeah. So you're really staying here, Kevin?
Well, from what I hear, this is a pretty famous inn, right? Like your friend said, I figured I'd join the festivities, if you don't mind.
That's, kinda out of the blue. You have helped us out a lot, though. What do you think, guys?
I ain't got a problem with it. It is a nice way to settle our debt to the good father.
Yeah, I want him to stay too.
I see no reason to object.
I wonder if it's fate bringing us together.
Well, if he's here, let's have some fun.
Thank you. Ain't much in the way of thanks, but if you still got stuff that needs doing, I'd be happy to tag along. Abuse me as much as you need. I think that's everything. I do still have business, but I will be taking Kevin with me.
Sure, well, if you want to help with something, Kevin.
I can bring Kevin with me!
No problem.
Together now.
And we'll bring
Go ahead,
Olivier for
please.
the last time we can. Alright. Because I need to go back up to Bose and talk to, Mr. Man's wife.
Not bad.
Kevin is back. I have Kevin and Chloe in my party and my life is complete. I can die happy now. And Olivier still can't take down a chicken, but it's fine.
How ridiculous. I was going to ask him to do some shopping, but Kawano's nowhere to be found. I may have to tie a leash or at least a fishing line to him if you've seen it. Oh, if you're looking for Kawano, we saw him at the Kingfisher Inn. What? Not pulling an old woman's leg, are you? No, we really did see him. Seemed like he wanted to do some fishing. I knew it, just like I thought. Thank you for telling me, dearie. It's what I expected.
Yeah, take this.
Wait a minute, isn't this... Yep, Kawano's trusted fishing pole. I never want to have fishing equipment in our house again until doomsday. Don't worry, just take it. Oh, it's fine, trust me. It'll be a good shock for that old fart, I'm sure.
Worth it! Alright, that was all I needed to do up here. So, party time! The chicken ran away. We have failed to kill a chicken. This is where we're at.
We failed to kill chickens twice in a row.
Yeah, still, finally done with your work.
Excellent! Let's go check in then.
Thank you very much for choosing to stay at the Kingfisher Inn. Allow me to show you to your rooms.
Yes, please do!
This is the room we have set aside for the ladies.
Yup. Just completely weak to cock.
Wow, this is lovely. It feels peaceful, too. This is the room we used last time we stayed here, right? We ended up having to sneak into the bandit base and didn't really get to enjoy it much.
Yes, I hope you can spend a bit more time in it this time. I did at least get to spend one night in a comfortable bed that time.
The way I remember it, Sherry drank you under the table and laid you out like a sack of garbage.
This time I'll be able to drink to my heart's content. This is the room we had set aside for the gentlemen, but I'm sorry, there must have been some confusion about your party size. You may use the room next door for the men as well.
Right, I kinda jumped on this train the last second. You guys pick rooms and I'll roll with it.
How about it? I have no preference.
I don't care much either way.
Well then, I shall share a room with Agate.
Wait a second. What's with the sudden desire to bunk with me?
Isn't that obvious, Agate? A raven with clipped wings, mended by a tender-hearted young girl. I would be a failure of a bard if I did not hear every detail of that encounter. And also...
Huh? What? Agate, try not to murder him, okay? Although, I'm sort of curious as to how that went down myself. But we just talked is all.
That doesn't make us any less interested in hearing about it.
Maybe more so, in fact. Perhaps we should hear the whole story before calling it a night, hmm?
Come now, you two. Don't tease Tita so much. I feel bad for her.
Regardless, I would ask Zine and Kevin to share the other room. I have no problem with that. Hey, I'm not one to stand in the way of a good time, so share. Allow me to show you to your room.
Right! Poor Agate.
Hang on! We are not done with this conversation. Hey!
I can just think she's a kid sister!
Yow! Sounds like things got kinda crazy.
So, there really was an ancient dragon nested in the burrow? And it warned about the Oriole before flying off, huh?
Yeah, makes my head spin just thinking about everything that happened. What I really don't get is why Ragnar couldn't tell us anything about the Oriole either.
Actually, there is a line in the Testaments this reminds me of. And the goddess, having bequeathed her treasures, sent forth the holy beast to observe the path the children of men would take.
A holy beast. That certainly does seem like Ragnar.
The more pertinent point, I feel, is the command to observe. They may simply watch over us, and we're commanded to not interfere. Load of help that is. Well, one way or another, I think this makes it look like the Oriole exists. I think we can even start piecing together thanks to what I found in my poking around.
Right, you were investigating the towers. Did you find anything out?
A little bit, yeah. I think you guys are familiar with those weird machines at the top of each tower, right? Did you know they're currently glowing?
Yeah, I remember seeing that one was all lit up. I don't, quite get what that has to do with the Oriole, though.
Well, Captain Schwartz mentioned something to me. Something weird happened in that room where you fought Al and Richard just before mechanical monsters showed up, right?
Oh, yeah. If I remember right, after the gospel was used, all the lights in the ruins went out. And there was this voice out of nowhere giving a warning and the pillars all sunk into the floor.
Right. The warning was about the first barrier being no longer operative and the device towers being enabled, as I recall. Yeah, that's what I've heard. So on a hunch, I double-checked the timing with some witnesses. Those four towers started lighting up and stuff at the same time the gospel was used.
You're kidding! So the device towers the morning mentioned are...
Four towers of Liberal, the machines at their peaks. I don't get any other explanation, at least. So to sum up, then, the ruins beneath Gransell Castle are what produces this first barrier. However, when Colonel Richard used the gospel, this barrier was eliminated. And in its place, the device towers were activated, presumably to produce a second barrier of some sort.
A second barrier? But why would you...
If you're gonna protect something, you always want to make sure you have a backup. Doesn't answer the questions of what kind of barrier it is, or what the hell it's a barrier for, though. About that. I'm starting to think it's something to hide the location of the Oriole.
That's right! The Oriole wasn't in the castle's ruins. It's supposed to be somewhere in the burrow, right?
Exactly. And if we assume society's goal is to obtain the aureole, I think we can say their experiments are part of a plan to further that goal.
They need to do all that just to...
The experiments, the gospels, and the aureole. Seems they're more tightly interwoven than we first believed. And the one sitting at the loom would be this man called the Professor.
Yeah, it's all him. Same guy who put the gospel on Ragnar's head and made him attack Bose. And the one who... Estelle?
What's up, Estelle? You got awfully quiet all of a sudden.
Yeah, about this professor. I think he's the one who made Joshua leave in the first place.
Wait a moment. You mean he's the one who orchestrated the events that brought Joshua into your home, and then made him leave the way he did?
I think so. And I bet he's the one who manipulated Colonel Richard and Kurt's memories.
You're kidding. We do not have an explanation for Kurt's memories, it is true. Why do you think this?
Well, you see...
Estelle explained that she can't remember the identity of one man she met the day Joshua disappeared. That really happened. Is this another thing you've been trying to shoulder all by yourself or something?
Not exactly, but... Sorry, I guess it's kind of late to bring it up now.
I don't think there can be any doubt at this point, though. Safe to say that this person must be the one responsible for all our trouble. He is clearly a man of twisted morals. Yes, we'll need to be careful.
Sorry, Tita. I didn't mean to bring up all the serious junk and became my hair relax. Oh, no, it's okay, Estelle. It's just, I was wondering why someone would do things like this. Make everyone so unhappy? Make Joshua suffer? I just don't get it. Oh, Tita, don't worry about trying to understand a weirdo like that, okay? You just need to worry about being Tita. Right, Aga?
Why the hell do you keep dragging me into these conversations?
We needed that, I think.
Kevin?
Oh, nothing. Sounds about we call that enough information swapping for one day. Be a crime to let all this wonderful food go to waste.
Can't say no to that.
Yes, let us leave debate aside for now. Instead, let us navigate the forests of meat through the rivers of liquor. Merriment awaits! Rivers of liquor, Lenheim. That was an unfortunate metaphor. Oh, please, Shara, do not make me swim! Bless them. And so Estelle and her friends set about enjoying their holiday. Setting aside their cares for a while, they slumbered peacefully and awoke as they wished come the dawn. Oh no! They had to deal with Olivier playing the whole time!
Kevin is on the boat with Estelle. Ah!
In the morning, they borrowed a couple of boats and enjoyed an excursion on the lake. Damn! Noon saw a pleasant lunch with no small bit of horseplay. And the evening was perfect for setting a fishing line and letting the hours disappear. Time passed quickly by the idyllic shores of the lake.
That was so much fun. It was.
Feels like I've been refreshed, body and soul. Yes, it's been quite a while since I've had this much fun without drinking.
Shara, minors in the room, influences, etc. Weren't you slamming back some kind of fruit liquor like a fiend while we were fishing?
Oh, honey, please. Something that late doesn't even count. Right, Princess Tita?
I think I will evoke a royal prerogative to refrain from commenting. On a tangent from that, though, Estelle, you're really very good at fishing. You think so? Yeah, you are. You pulled them up one after another.
It's been her hobby since she was little. Speaking of, Kevin made quite a showing for himself, too.
I noticed that. He seems to really like fishing. He definitely knows how to handle a rod and whatnot, that's for sure.
Oh, does he? Does he?
If he got a bit better, something might be better than me.
Oh, for the love of... Not everything has to be a competition, Estelle. Still, though, it's a lovely evening. Ah.
Estelle, what is it?
Ah, nothing.
I think I need to go enjoy that lovely evening for a bit. I'll be back for dinner.
I understand. Don't be going too later, I'll eat your portion too.
Yeah, I know.
See you guys later.
Estelle? Shara,
Don't worry, Tita. I'd like you to leave her alone for a little while, if that's okay. This is about Joshua, isn't it? A good guess. The evening was just as lovely back then, too. Good day, Estelle. The finest liquor, the freshest food. Indeed, it is a picture of refinement. If I had a lovely lady pouring my drinks, then I would have no complaints at all. But oh, that can be saved for after dinner. Yeah, Estelle, you walking around again? You're like a perpetual motion machine, you know that?
I guess so, yeah. What are you doing, Nugget?
Just sitting back and relaxing while we can. Winding down, basically. That is why we came down here, after all.
Heck yeah, it is. You gotta relax sometime. It won't hurt to take one day off of work.
Darn right. Anyway, see ya. Going fishing again? Well, don't get so absorbed that you forget about dinner. Oh, hey, Estelle. Already feeling teed out?
Not really. Shara's still relaxing in her room. I just wanted to get outside for a bit.
Alright. Well, try and get back before dark.
What a pretty sunset. It's just like that time.
The sky, the sunset, the water, it's all just like before. Everyone's having fun, but it's not really the same at all, is it? I'm hopeless, aren't I? Made up my mind to chase after him at my own pace, but Mom and Joshua must be laughing at me. That's right, I did play it once during the dream. Wonder if I can do it again. Where did Kevin go? I imagine that's him. Yep. That was really pretty, Estelle.
Kevin?
I came by because I was curious about who was belting out the melodies. Gotta admit, didn't think it would be you. So I guess you have hobbies other than sneakers and fishing, huh?
Harmonica playing's kinda out of character for me, huh?
Nah, not hardly. It suits you. Gotta be honest, I think you're better at fishing, but...
You could just come out and tell me I'm bad. Even I don't think I'm really good at this.
You made a couple technical mistakes, sure. What matters in music is the heart. That little performance of yours carried your heart. Trust me.
Oh, thanks.
Mind if I get a little closer?
Oh, sure. Go ahead.
Got a question I'd like to ask you. Estelle, what are you gonna say when you meet this boyfriend of yours?
Huh?
From what I'd gathered, he left under what we might call, circumstances. Heavy ones. Even if you finally catch up to him. Have you thought about what you're going to say to him after all this?
I convinced myself I was going to drag him back even if I had to pull him by the hair, but I don't really think I can do something that forceful.
or crazy. To be completely honest, I don't know if what I have to say will even reach Joshua. And even knowing all that, you're still set on finding him? Yeah. I thought a lot about Joshua's situations and my own failings. No matter how hard I try, though, the words to deal with it all just don't come to me when I just sit around. So I'll just let the words come when I finally meet him. What? After all, my feelings aren't mine alone, right? There's something that grew between Joshua and I when we were together. So I think I'll only really be able to find those words once I see him again. Once we meet, our hearts will do the talking. That's why I refuse to worry about that until we find him. I mean, sometimes I get a little sentimental, sure, but let's just call that the lady's privilege. Oh man, that didn't go according to the steps at all. What? Step 1, Estella's all sentimental and down. Step 2, Estelle worries over a comment from me. Step 3, I follow up nicely. Step 4, Estelle starts feeling better and her opinion of me rises sharply because of it. See? Profit. That was the brilliant plan I was aiming for, but somehow you skipped steps 2 and 3, and this 4, I think. Sorry. You're still a good priest, Kevin. You do pay attention to people with worries like me. Well, it's true. That's part of a priest's job. I gotta admit I was paying attention to you for reasons that are more personal, Estelle. Huh? What are you...
Hold that thought.
What? What is it?
I'm not sure. Looks like a boat's approaching. I think someone's inside it.
What?
Oh dear! That's Kurt, isn't it? Kurt! I patch him up best I can, but his wounds are pretty serious. I have to stay bedbound for a while.
Poor Kurt.
Never thought I'd see the day where Kurt gets thrashed like this.
The hell happened? Kurt and his team were really close to finding the Society's base from what Lugren told us, which means Annalise and Karna and Grant should have been with... Oh no.
This is bad. I called Lugren on the inn's phone. He's contacting the other branches in the Royal Army now.
But, if things are gone wrong, Annalise and the others will...
We know. Don't panic. We need to get out there and do what we can. Problem is, where the hell did Bert's coat, dear God. Problem is, where the hell did Kurt's boat float in from? It is curious. Valeria Lake has no islands or reefs, correct?
That's right. It's tremendously deep, so
it must have floated in from another shore. Could be very hard to divine precisely which shore, though.
Yeah, the lake is huge. Guess we could ask the army patrol ships to help too, but... Kurt?
This is Estelle. And Agate, everyone. This is the Kingfisher Inn of Lakeshore and Bose. You drifted in here on the waves, you old tough goat. The Kingfisher, yes, I see. I remember my teammates and I infiltrating the Society's base. And then I...
Kurt?
Don't tell me.
Damn it all! My memory's stolen not once but twice! Ugh. I knew it.
The Society has intruded upon your mind once again. Scene, please. Use your chi on me as you did last time. Otherwise everyone else will... Last time was a desperate improvisation. Won't be able to restore memories locked away by hypnosis. Besides, with your injuries, no, we cannot risk it. But, in that case, let me try something.
What?
And you are?
Kevin Graham, Growl's Reader of the Church. Think Annalise might have told you about me.
Yes.
Hang on a sec, Kevin. You can undo hypnosis? Well, don't know what I could do about any nasty stuff that's worked its way into the subconscious, but I think I can manage a little something if it's just some kind of block on his short-term memory. Doesn't seem like it's been that long since he was hit, so... Oh, neat.
This is an example of thaumaturgy, the sacred arts of the church.
You might call it that. This might feel like your head's getting kicked by a mule. Repeatedly. I'm guessing you don't care much, though.
Not at all. Please, do what you can.
Alright.
In the name of she who dwells above, do I hold this consecrated septium.
Wow. So
pretty.
Silver reflection of the conscious will, black luminance of time's flow. By your opposing natures, I divest this mortal man of the ties which bind his mind. Ugh.
Kurt, you okay?
Yes, I think so. So much is returning. So the mist is clearing from my mind. Just let the fog clear and remain calm and relaxed. Whatever you do, don't try to look into the darkness that lies beyond. Yes, I understand. I see what you meant when you warned me this would be unpleasant. That is my ego, isn't it? You can tell? I'm surprised. I am proficient in meditation, remember? I'm fine. I think I remember enough now.
Really? Great.
An impressive technique. You really are more than just a skirt-chasing priest. Well done, Kevin. Come on, don't inflate my ego too much here. I mean, a little, sure, but not too much. Anyhow, Kurt, what do you remember exactly? Yes, well, the Society has a base on the northwestern shore of the lake. They built some kind of research facility in secret.
A research facility?
When did they? How did they? The northwestern parts of the lakeshore are sparsely populated at best. Even so, guard airships do patrol over the area. The facility is cleverly hidden. They project a dummy image into the sky to prevent aerial scouting.
What?
Oh, that is an impressive feat.
It's theoretically possible, but how would you...
And if you approach by land, a deep fog springs up around you as you draw near. A fog. Sounds just like rolling. We broke through the fog and entered the facility. Then we were ambushed by a team of people calling themselves enforcers. They caught us completely off guard and crushed us almost immediately. Lost consciousness long after reaching the boat. Damn my cowardice. Abandoning Grant and Karna and Annalise like that.
Kurt, don't worry about it, okay? We're gonna save Annalise and all the rest.
Estella? Yeah, don't worry, Kurt. You told us everything we need to know to go kick some fools around. Yes, on top of that, I suspect we'll have some help from the Royal Army. Leave the rest to us. Thank you. Forgive me. I leave it in your hands.
Kurt?
Don't worry, he's just unconscious. Anyway, sounds like we don't have time to stand around.
Right. We need to get going before the army does.
Estelle, I'm sure I don't need to tell you this, but
Yeah, I know. This is going to be the most dangerous thing we've ever done. By a lot. But you know what? I was prepared to settle things with the society one way or another. It'll just happen sooner than I thought.
Estelle, well, I think that was the shortest vacation in history. Nah, we got plenty of rest. Now it's time to gear up for the real fight. There's a problem. A small army of us going together would stand out too much. It'd be best to send a smaller group, I think.
Yeah, good idea. Hey, everyone. Do you mind if I pick a team like I did back in the ruins?
As you did beneath Bransel, I think that's for the best. I'll be happy to come along. Sure, I don't mind. I won't hold any grudges if you don't pick me. But I do want to bust some heads. Of course, though you will naturally ask me to come along. If you need someone who can heal injuries, I will be happy to come along.
I can help with machines and stuff, I think. Thanks, guys.
Sorry to spoil the fun, but do you mind picking me first?
Oh?
From the sounds of it, Annalise and your friends are in the Society's claws. If they've been given the same treatment Kurt was or worth, what do you guys do exactly?
Oh,
I see. A good idea. Yeah, good point. Looks like you ran no matter what, Mr. Priest.
thank you. We should be thanking you, Kevin. Okay, let me pick the rest of the team.
Alright. Obviously we have those two. Obviously Chloe. Who do we pick as our last? I'm thinking Agate.
Let's do it!
Lake pretty.
Sure is quiet. You'd think we'd be able to see the beach soon or something.
You should be going in the right direction. Best thing to do now is just plow forward. Besides, check out that moon. It's the sort of night you want to take a girlfriend on a date, really.
And someone's as mellowed out as ever. But do you actually have a girlfriend, Kevin?
Despite what you might think, I have at least one candidate in each town of the continent, and
Candidate, meaning you don't actually have one.
come on, at least let me finish bragging.
Well, Kevin, why are you out here on your own still? This is becoming kind of a big deal, and you have no backup aside from us. Are the grounds sort of kind of understaffed?
Well, the situation's kind of complicated. I got dispatched out here on my own at first, yeah. No stuff really hits the rotating thingamajigger, though some of my buddies might fly out here.
Oh, okay. So the grounds reader's job is the retrieval of artifacts, right?
More accurately, investigation, management, and retrieval. And retrieval usually means recovering it from someone. The church has forbidden the average citizen from owning working artifacts, and most nations agree and let us work.
What's all of the locking down? Seems like a lot of effort for old machines.
Okay, so the thing is, there's lots and lots of different types of artifacts, right? And nobody really knows how or why they work yet. Despite that, they do work, and depending on how you use them, they can have absolutely crazy abilities. What do you think tends to happen when you put infinite cosmic power in the hands of your average citizen?
I, can guess, but what?
Biggest thing is actually obsession. Can't resist the seduction of power and inevitably use the artifact for nothing good.
Seriously? Always?
You've seen it happen time and time again throughout history, sadly enough. Estelle, you remember Mel Delmore well enough to know what I'm talking about, right?
It's true. Mayor Delmore did seem terribly cruel when he showed his true face to us. He seemed like a man who would cast aside anything he would consider moral restraint.
Holding absolute power gives people a warped sort of confidence that erases their ability to control themselves. It's the mission of the Growls Raider to stop that before it happens. Ain't always the prettiest job in the world, but...
Really?
Hey, in the Bracer Guild, that's stuff they can't talk about publicly, right? It's not any different than that.
Oh, well, you got me there. Hey!
Land frickin' ho, looks like, judging from this soup. Now we really got no choice but to plow on ahead.
Yeah. Stay alert, everyone. They might try to ambush us.
Oh, but Estelle, if you weren't so focused on Emo Kid, you would see you have a perfect boyfriend right beside you.
Looks like we made it through.
Alright, we've arrived. I don't see anyone around, but, well...
Yeah, nobody let your guard down. First order of business, I think, is giving that building ahead a scouting out. Don't forget who we're fighting here, either. Things get south, we should get out pronto.
Yeah, good point.
Alright, and with everything, I'm gonna call it for tonight. So, let us talk about scheduling. So, next Tuesday, the 2nd, we have more Super Mario 64. And on the 4th, we continue where we picked up here, infiltrating Ouroboros' lab. Spooky. The 8th will be more Pokemon Crystal, and the 11th will be more Trails in the Sky SC, because I think we still have a lot of this game left. And so on and so forth. At some point during all this, Bert and I did discuss playing Power Wash Simulator. Don't know when that's going to happen, but it is going to happen because I have the urge to wash. But yeah, until then, I had a good time. Hope everybody else did too. And until next time, stay happy, stay healthy, and stay hydrated. Bye, everybody.